forward like Alexander Isak, you want ball to be coming into the box.
There's pressure on Isak, isn't there, Steve? Especially with Ekitike also injured, not really knowing when his return date will be, but it won't be, you would think, before the start of this season. But does Fowler have a point there that Iraola's style might suit someone like Isak better?
Yeah, I mean, with Isak, when you've got a top player, he'll kind of adapt. Obviously, you want to try and play to his strengths, but looking at his goals that he scored for Newcastle, he had all different kinds of ways of scoring goals. It's not just one kind of particular, you've got to play it this kind of way, otherwise he just doesn't function. He's a top player that can score goals from anywhere and any option that he has got. But of course, he was never going to start the season very well because he hadn't trained, because he dug his toes in and had that move, which we kind of slightly touched on. And then of course, because you haven't got that base of a pre-season, I mean, any footballer in the league will tell you, if you don't get your pre-season and get that base, you're always on catch-up, you're always susceptible to picking up injuries, and obviously that's what happened. I mean, yes, his was a break, but ultimately he's kind of not, he hasn't got that match sharpness, so he was out and then he comes back. I think he might have felt as though his nose was pushed out the joint a little bit, because Ekitike comes in and he kind of grabs the limelight a little bit. But this, with him getting his pre-season under his belt, he'll be absolutely ready to go. And a fit Isak is a top player, and I think with everybody fit up front, Liverpool definitely are going to be a threat. The worry is for Liverpool is defensively. Are they going to show that up? Because they have struggled a little bit in that department.
Mark Wilson, do you feel that with Iraola it might take a bit of time to implement his style, and how patient do you think Liverpool will be with that? I mean, Bournemouth went on an 11-game winless run last season. You can't do that if you're at Anfield.
No, you can't. He'll argue he's got better players at his disposal, and wins will come regardless of him trying to implement his new technique and tactics. But I think they're crying out for something to hang on to, Liverpool, after the disappointment. I remember listening to TalkSport last year when Liverpool made all these signings and everyone was saying, well, they're going to win the title. It's a no-brainer. And they got nowhere near it in the end. So, while there's doom and gloom or a little bit of apprehension at the minute, that could quickly turn around if he gets off to a flying start. They've got some good players. Yes, he's going to implement his style, but look what he did at Bournemouth. This guy knows what he's doing. He's a top quality manager. Yes, there's more pressure on at Liverpool, but maybe expectation has fallen a little bit given what happened last year, and I think he'll be a big success. And I think when he gets his team playing how Bournemouth played, I think Liverpool fans will be really looking forward to a big year ahead for them.
Yeah, another team with an interesting year ahead will be Manchester United. Their former defender Chris Smalling was on breakfast this morning on TalkSport. He's backed his former teammate Michael Carrick to succeed as permanent manager.
I think I'm so happy to see Carrick's just thriving. I think, obviously, having played with him, you know what kind of character he is. He's that composed and he's intelligent, and he's obviously bringing that into one of the biggest jobs in world football. And I think the run they obviously had at the end of last season, obviously in 2026, I think they were like number one in points taken. So for him to be able to have a full pre-season, bring in whoever he likes in terms of players and just have that belief, I think there's no one better kind of, steering that ship really. And I'm excited to see what the season brings for them.
Steve, I think Manchester United have made a decent signing in Yuri Tielemans from Aston Villa. They brought on Andre Santos from Chelsea, trying to bolster up that midfield. Carl Darlow's come in as a substitute keeper, but a fairly quiet window so far. Do you expect them to start to get busy before the season starts, particularly considering they've got a Champions League campaign?
Yeah, you would have thought so. Like I said, I think there just seems to me as though there's just like this one signing from one club, and then all of a sudden it's just a free-for-all and people moving all over the place. I'm pretty sure Carrick and his team will be looking and identified certain players, but again, whilst they've identified these players, the club might not want to sell that player because they haven't got cover, or they'll think, well, we'll make sort of investigations with another player. Right, we could possibly get him, and as I said, if that happens, and then a team goes to a Premier League team, right, you can have this player, then that's when you get a free-for-all. But certainly the two players that they have brought in, which you just mentioned there, which is Tielemans and Santos, two very, very good players, as well as the quality that they have. I mean, obviously they brought in Cunha and Buemo as well. Sesko was another one. I think he probably has had a better season, the big centre forward. He kind of looked a little bit out of it, but again showed glimpses of what he could possibly do. Not what we'd seen him at his other club. But again, I still think it's a decent squad, but a squad that will be strengthened by the time the season starts. Be very surprised if it's not.
If we look further down the table as to who could be in trouble, you imagine those promoted sides, Coventry, Ipswich and Hull, will have a battle to try and stay in the league. Who else do you think could be in a bit of bother? Sunderland have a European campaign on the way. They are fourth favourites with the bookies to potentially go down. I'm just saying, it's not to do with me being a Newcastle fan.
Yeah, it is.
I think it is.
Yeah, it is, totally.
You caught me, guys. But who do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I think there's a Crystal Palace has been mentioned, and of course Sunderland has been mentioned. That was one of the main ones. I mean, even if they hadn't have gotten European football, people always talk about the second season syndrome, if you want. I think the manager Reggie Lebris I think he knows he has to bring some more players in just to bolster that squad. Because it is going to be tough, playing in the Europa League, playing on a Thursday, playing on a Sunday, the travel, all that kind of thing. Yeah, they had a magnificent season last season. Obviously overachieved, by far overachieved, but it was a brilliant season for the Sunderland fans. But I think you've got to look at them. Of course, you look at the three that are coming up. You'll probably see two of them will go back down. But yeah, I think Sunderland, Crystal Palace, teams like that, for me, I think it's going to be a tough season for them.
I think the teams that have changed managers, you mentioned Bournemouth have lost their manager, Fulham have lost their manager. I think that where there's change, there's the potential for things to go wrong, and I think that's where I'd be looking if you're looking for maybe one of the outsiders, one of the established teams that have lost their manager, because that brings uncertainty.
I mean, you wouldn't want to hear this, but do you think Newcastle could be possibly in a little bit of danger?
We're looking up the table, Steve. Don't worry about that. All good.
Is that right?
Yeah, you might be looking up the table. Everyone else above you. That's the problem. That's what we're saying.
Brilliant stuff. All these predictions, all this excitement, we'll have you covered for it on TalkSport. Remember, the Premier League gets underway on the 21st of August. Arsenal against Coventry. It will be live and exclusive on TalkSport. We cannot wait. Right, kick-off in our first live football commentary of the season. Middlesbrough against Wrexham in the Carabao Cup first round is coming up next.
Every day, NatWest customers are doing extraordinary things. Like game-changing founder of Foudies, Helen Hardy.
I was at women's footy matches every week. Thousands of fans. But none of them had shirts with women's names on them. So I got a 200 quid heat press and I started printing them myself. 300 gut decisions later, Foudies sells women's football shirts all over the world.
With NatWest, people like Helen are making extraordinary things happen. So whatever yours is, let's do this.
Mr. Q!
Okay, next question. What do a reality TV romance, your ex, and Mr. Q withdrawals have in common?
3, 2, 1.
That's right. None of them last long, if you know what I mean. Because 99% of Mr. Q withdrawals are instant. If yours isn't, you get a tenner. Hate us for losing, not for waiting. Mr. Q, the casino you love to hate. Withdrawals processed within 60 seconds of request. £1 £10 credit per player per day. Paid next working day. Eligibility, exclusions and T's and C's apply. 18 plus. UK customers only. Please play responsibly.
Magnum welcomes you to the premiere of its new collection. Introducing their latest signature designs. New Magnum La Pistache, covered in a newly crafted pistachio shell. And New Magnum La Pêche with a vibrant peach shell. Both pieces crafted to reveal a velvety gelato core and beautifully finished with Magnum's thick cracking chocolate. Designed for pleasure.
The Big Arch just got bacon. More smokiness, more crispiness, more deliciousness. With juicy beef, cheddar cheese and that Big Arch sauce. Now topped with crispy bacon. The Big Arch just got bacon.
Until 28th of September 2026. Served from 11 a.m. Subject to availability.
You're upset. Can tell by your waddle. Yeah, I know. People who smoke still don't realise cigarette butts are rubbish. And dropping them on the ground is littering. A butt box, you say? A smell-proof portable container to store butts when a bin isn't close. Fireproof too. Gotcha. To get one, search Box Your Butts. Keep Britain tidy. There he is.
The Weekend Sports Breakfast on Talk Sport with the VW Transporter. From the Etihad to the Emirates, St James's to Stamford Bridge, get an essential breakfast briefing that's fully loaded with unbeatable analysis, insight and opinion.
Drives it into the goal!
It's the UK's fastest and most well-connected football distribution system.
Good delivery! And it's headed home!
The Weekend Sports Breakfast, Saturday and Sunday morning from 6 on Talk Sport with the VW Transporter from VW Commercial Vehicles. Working with you.
Stamina, celebrity, Lightspeed weeknight football. Kick-off live on Talk Sport.
I love the Carabao Cup. Early rounds, you are guaranteed drama.
Ball in right-footed efforts here. It's Middlesbrough that take the lead. And Smith has scored! Welcome to Wrexham!
It's one of the classic Carabao Cup ties.
There's a team in the division that's got more character than Wrexham. I don't know who it is because they've got it in abundance, haven't they?
Give Wrexham the lead. Stuttering run up. And he drives it into the bottom right-hand corner.
That's right, people towards the back post. Kiefer Moore with a header! And Kiefer Moore has scored!
Middlesbrough. How's your nerves?
And Brown towards the back post, diving header, and the captain celebrates in front of the fans in the south stand. Middlesbrough have the goal they deserve. The drama of the Carabao Cup live on TalkSport.
Conway weaves it, feeds it back, Kelly Sene! Middlesbrough double their lead!
What a breathless, fantastic advert for Carabao Cup football.
Live football is back on TalkSport. Good evening. This is Carabao Cup Live. I'm Ollie Klink. The Riverside is set for its first game of the domestic season. Middlesbrough are taking on Wrexham as their domestic campaigns get underway. Before we rejoin our commentary team of Mark Wilson and the former Manchester City defender Steve Howie, let's head over to Molineux to find out how Wolves have started against Port Vale. Ian Abraham.
Shakily, Wolves of the Championship 0, Port Vale of League 2 0, but Vale have got close to scoring. Jaden Headley with a shot from 8 yards out right of centre that crashed against Daniel Bentley's crossbar. He's also had to make 2 fine saves, one of them from Carl Dempsey. Not much coming up the other end from Wolves. Wolves 0, Port Vale 0.
We'll also keep you updated from Wickham against Stevenage tonight. That is currently 0-0. Our focus, though, in our live commentary will be this game between Middlesbrough and Wrexham. Let's bring back in Mark Wilson and Steve Howie. Steve, for Middlesbrough, it's life after Hayden Hackney. Boss Kim Helbert has brought in the USA international Seb Berhalter. Will Lancashire also will be playing tonight. Is this a chance for these new faces to impress their new manager ahead of what will be a very exciting, potentially, league campaign for the Borough?
Yeah, absolutely. I think to lose Hackney was a blow, but I think the lad obviously wanted to try and move on. But of course, the new manager coming in as well, he's obviously wanting to try and mix things up and bring in his own players, put his stamp on it. And I think in bringing the players that he has done, I think if they bring in the goalkeeper from Manchester United, the lad from Tottenham, the centre half, I think that could be 7 for the start of the season. So, you know, that's a good amount of players to bring in. It freshens up the squad. Lads that's been there for a while, it might give them a new lease of life. It might give them a kick up the backside as well. So this is a perfect opportunity for everybody in the squad to kind of stay at the place, because, you know, if you're performing well up here, football means absolutely everything. So obviously talking about Newcastle and Sunderland and of course Middlesbrough. But Middlesbrough have struggled for a good period of time now. Obviously very close to getting up last year against Hull. Didn't perform against Hull though, let's be honest. But yeah, it starts today, it starts tonight. Yes, it's Carabao Cup, but every one of these players, and that includes Wrexham as well, this could be the start of a brilliant season for them.
It could indeed. The teams are on their way out. Remember, as the domestic season gets underway, there is so much live football coming up for you on the TalkSport network. Tomorrow, the fastest goal service in the business is back. Adrian Durham taking you around the grounds with all of the goals from the Carabao Cup first round, and you can hear live commentary of West Ham against Portsmouth on TalkSport 2. That kicks off at 3 with Colchester against Tonda Eckert Southampton following that at 5:30. In the Super Cup on Wednesday, PSG take on Aston Villa. The start of the EFL season comes at you next Friday with Wolves taking on Blackburn. And mark your card, the first game of the Premier League season, champions Arsenal against Coventry, is live and exclusive on Friday the 21st of August. All of those games live on the TalkSport network. It's all the football all the time. We are the place to be. Right, the Riverside is ready. Middlesbrough kicking off their campaign against Wrexham in the Carabao Cup first round. Taking you through the action, the former Newcastle defender Steve Howie, alongside your match commentator, Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Ollie. Good evening, everybody. The first night of the new English domestic football season, and hope springs eternal. 10 months of twists and turns away. There'll be tears and cheers along the way. For most, dreams will end in tatters, but for a select few, those dreams will be realised. Whatever your team, whatever the competition, TalkSport will have you covered. If it matters to you, then it matters to us. The new season is here, and the TalkSport network will guide you through each and every match day. Middlesbrough in a huddle away to our right. They're all in red, gold numbers on the back of their shirts. It's the all black of Wrexham. They'll be hoping that their fairy tale journey up the Football League will get them at the end of this campaign into the Premier League. But it's Carabao Cup action first up, and for Borough they go strong. Mahalta and Arfson are USA internationals, both make their debut for Borough tonight, as does £10 million Will Lancashire, who says he's learnt so much in a week under Kim Hellberg, he can't wait to get started. Talks of Radek Vitek and Ashley Phillips joining. They're both deep in conversation. They may well be announced before next week. Before we get the team, we've got our first goal of the new domestic season. It has come at Molineux. Which way has it gone, Ian Abraham?
Wolves 1, Port Vale 0. Ball slipped into Mane, left-hand side. His ball across for Adam Armstrong, left-hand side of the penalty area, onto his right foot, found the bottom corner net. Wolves 1, Port Vale 0.
Cheers, Moose. We're talking about the three new signings then. How do they line up for Borough? Bryn in goal, Borges, Malanda nailing the back three. Arston, Castledine, Bahalta and Britton across the middle. Sarmiento and Whittaker up alongside Lancashire. For Wrexham, not the plethora of big signings we maybe expected. Danny Imre is coming from Crystal Palace. He starts in the back four. Ward in goal, Viner, Hyam, Doyle and Imre the back four. O'Brien, James and Thomason across the middle. Rathbone just behind Broadhead and Smith, who lead the line. We're about to get underway at the Riverside. A new season awaits. Let the fun begin here on TalkSport. It's the red of Borough against the black of Wrexham, placing the second round of the Carabao Cup up for grabs. Plenty of live sport to come across the weekend. We're underway. A roar goes round the Riverside that's about 3/4 full tonight. Middlesbrough going from right to left. Steve Howie, former Newcastle and Manchester City man, alongside us. Borough we thought would go strong, and Kim Hellberg has not let us down tonight.
Yeah, he has gone strong. As I said, I just thought with it being the Carabao Cup, probably wouldn't have, but he certainly has. As I said, I'm looking forward to a couple of players, but in particular, I'm looking forward to seeing Lancashire, a player that I've heard about, I've seen a little bit, and even people that have watched him play, when I've spoke to them, they've sort of said how good he is. So for £10 million, he's open. And certainly the Borough fans will be hoping he's the same. But you look at Wrexham as well with their three forwards. When you look at Rathbone, Broadhead and Smith, they've gone for it as well. So yeah, looking forward to this game. As you said, it's 3/4 full. I mean, for me, it's a decent crowd, given it the fact how early it is in the season, with it being the Carabao Cup as well.
Yeah, here's Arfson, the new signing, gets the ball away down the Borough left-hand side. They're looking to power their way into the area. Sarmiento, who's on loan here from Brighton last year, his move has been made permanent. He starts down the left. Borough have it with Luke Ayling at the back. He will wander forward towards halfway. Borough attacking away to our left, where Danny Ward is all in light blue away down the far end of the ground. Saul Bryn all in green. We mentioned that Radek Vitek, the Manchester United keeper, coming in for a fee of about £7 million. Well, Bryn, you would imagine, would be about to make way as the ball slid forward. He's looking for Sarmiento, chases it forward for Middlesbrough. It's cleared away nicely by Wrexham, but positive signs for the Borough earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to keep the ball and just looking for that little slide rule pass. To be fair to Wrexham, they're pretty solid. They could see the pass coming through. Defender read it quite well and cleared his lines.
Here's Ayling looking for the ball over the top. Sarmiento down the left. His touch lets him down, and the ball just bobbles away and out for a throw into Wrexham down below us. Phil Parkinson, is there going to be a little bit more pressure on his shoulders this year, given their meteoric rise? They just missed out last year. Had they beaten Borough in the last game of the season, they would have got into playoffs, but they didn't beat them, and they missed out.
I think for any manager there's pressure, but I think for him, given the fact of the owners and what they're wanting to achieve, of course there will be. So he and his team have to start well.
Yeah, they do indeed. Here's Nathan Broadhead, wide on the left foot. the visitors Wrexham. Cuts it onto his right foot, lays it out on that far side. Cross comes in and there's a chance there, and it's a miss kick in the end from Rathbone, right in front of goal. It's come out on the near side. Wrexham will keep it in. Borough have won a throw-in, but that is a gilt-edged chance for Rathbone for Wrexham.
Yeah, it's a ball in from the left-hand side. Wrexham's left-hand side comes right across the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper is planted on his line. He doesn't come for it, doesn't want to come for it. Same with the defender. I think it's Ailing. Rathbone just sticks his leg out of it, hits his leg, has to do better, get more onto it, and it's in the back of the net.
Yeah, first real chance for Wrexham, who've been touring around the United States in their pre-season. Games against Manchester United, Liverpool, Leeds and Sunderland, but here come Borough. Lancashire just made the run, but the pass wasn't forthcoming. Ball over on the Middlesbrough right, that's Whittaker. He lays it back, ball whipped in, is nicely cleared away by Dominic Hyam, and out for a throw-in over on the far side. But it's been a bright enough start here, still 0-0.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Lancashire here. He just lays the ball off, and his first thought is to peel back to the back stick.
Here the ball given away, and here is Lancashire, 25 yards out. Middlesbrough attacking. Ball played onto the right-hand side into the area now. Big chance here, but it's a good block. Needed to be from Callum Doyle. Early corner Middlesbrough, still 0-0.
Yeah, it's Britain who gets away on the right-hand side. A little bit fortunate to ride the first challenge, but he gets away. And again, it's Lancashire. He's the one that pulls away from the 6-yard box, kind of backs on to the penalty spot, but then comes forward. He's free, but fortunately for Middlesbrough, Britain cannot pick him out.
Well, they're going to play it short towards the edge of the penalty area. There's a foul being given in the penalty area, and that's against Middlesbrough. So it'll be a free kick. It was Hyam who was upended in the penalty box. Referee straight away was on the whistle, and that will be a free kick for Wrexham. 0-0. Will Finney, our referee tonight. Good atmosphere here at the Riverside. When you think, I don't want to say it's a pre-season game, but the league starts next week. But they've certainly come here, and I think for Middlesbrough, obviously missed out in the playoff final, Steve, they've recruited well, and the signs are Steve Gibson's not stopped spending yet.
Yeah, as we said, I mean, if they get the two across the line, there's 7 signings. And yes, the far side from where we are is empty, but the rest of the ground is pretty full. And yes, it's Friday night, but a lot of these fans are turning up because of last season. Very big hopes.
They are indeed. Here now forward come Middlesbrough, attacking down their left-hand side, looking to work it forward is Arfston, who's already caught the eye. A couple of nice runs from the American international. Here's Berhalter, another American international. Ball played out on the right. It's with Britain, lays it back to Berhalter, whips in a good-looking ball to the far post, and it's spooned behind there. Good defending at the far post from Danny Imre, the new signing for Wrexham, and quickly called into the action. Corner Borough.
Yeah, it's a decent ball in. To be fair, Imre does very, very well. Just keeps his eye on the ball. He knows there's a Middlesbrough player behind him, but he keeps his eye on the ball, and he's quite happy to put it out for a corner kick for Borough.
Yeah, really good start. You can see Phil Parkinson on the edge of his technical area. Kim Hellberg is also down there looking on. Parkinson pointing, trying to direct his team around. They're defending a corner here. 0-0 if you just joined us. First live commentary of the new English season. Borough with another short corner. This time down their left. Ball is floated in. It's a great ball in. What a save. What a save it was from Ward, who denies Middlesbrough at point-blank range. Ball not dealt with yet. Another cross comes in, this time from the right. Flick header. Falls to the edge of the box. Berhalter chases it down once, twice. He goes down. Appeals from the crowd for a penalty, but not forthcoming. What a save from Danny Ward at point-blank range to keep it level on the scoreboard. But really, as you said, I think anywhere but at the keeper there, Steve Howie, that's Borough in front.
Yeah, but Halter, he's the one. He gets the ball on the left-hand side, but he comes on his right foot and bends it. It's one of them that's bending away from the defenders. They do want to touch it. It bounces to the centre forward. Lancashire gets something on it, which was brilliant, but it's right at the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper didn't know anything about it, but still, he gets his body in the way, and it's a great save.
This has been a really likeable start. Middlesbrough have given it away though, just on the edge of the centre circle, and Dominic Hyam has it, and he will feed it into the path of O'Brien. Lewis O'Brien feeds it wide now as Wrexham come flooding forward. Ball now played into the area again, and there was almost a chance there for Broadhead. Couldn't quite take it in his stride, but both sides certainly here going all out for the win. They met twice last year, they drew twice. A draw tonight will see us go straight to penalties, but Well, the first impression here, Steve, is that these two are going all out for the win in 90 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we've just played over 7 minutes and there's been chances, and it looks as though whilst the defenders are trying to be, and certainly the back fours are trying to be nice and tight, there's loads of different gaps. Balls into the box are dangerous. It's going to, by the looks of it, it could be a 3-3-4-4 this one. Mind, I haven't said that, I've just said that. It's going to be 0-0.
You've gone early with that, Steve. You've gone early. Let's hope it does live up to expectations. Ball with Middlesbrough, 0-0. They just have it inside their own half. Here's Luke Ayling, the former Leeds man. Comes forward now towards halfway. All in red with the gold numbers on their back. Middlesbrough denied by Ollie McBurney's late winner in the playoff final. 8 spots to go at this time in the new revamped EFL playoff race, and the ball played forward is well watched over on the far side by Wrexham. That will go up for a goal kick. It is 0-0. Former Newcastle, Manchester City man Steve Howie with us tonight. And Steve, what have you made of the opening 8 minutes?
Yeah, it's good. Very open game. I think it both sets of fans, I mean, yeah, Wrexham fans, there's not many of them, but I tell you what, fair play to them for making the journey up. But it's a very open game. Looks good. If it keeps on like this, I'm looking forward to this evening.
Yep, here's Rathbone trying to advance forward up to halfway. It's won back by Wrexham, but O'Brien is deemed to have fouled the Middlesbrough player. They want to take it quickly. All over on the far side as we look down. We're just inside the half that Wrexham are defending. See Phil Parkinson, arms folded down below us. As now it's a quickly taken free kick. Here's Whittaker on the right, looking to go past his man, put the cross in. It's another corner for Middlesbrough. Started really well so far. Kim Hellberg will be pretty pleased with what he's seen so far, but they'll want a goal for their trouble.
Yeah, you look at Middlesbrough, you see Whittaker on the far side. He's got his back to the touchline, so he's nice and wide, and they're trying to feed him as much as he can so he can get at the full-back, which he did there. Of course, won his team. Nice early corner kick.
Yeah, going to be taken over on the far side. Again, they've got the short corner option, which they have taken on their opening couple of corners. This time they're going to look to swing this one in. Everybody back in black for Wrexham. Ball delivered towards the 6-yard box. Good header, falls edge of the bottom. And again, the referee's given a free kick. A few groans go around the Riverside. They weren't too happy with that, but the referee clearly had seen something in the box, and it's a free kick for Wrexham, and it remains 0-0. Elsewhere tonight, we heard Wolverhampton Wanderers in front against Port Vale. Armstrong with the goal for them. We'll hear more from Moose throughout the night. And elsewhere, no League One clash. Wickham 0, Stevenage 0 tomorrow. All the goals as they go in with Adrian Durham throughout the Carabao Cup. Adrian will be on air with the team from 1 o'clock tomorrow, and we've got a couple more live commentaries. West Ham against Portsmouth 3 o'clock, and 5:30 Colchester Southampton. So West Ham and Southampton, two of the big favourites for promotion to the Premier League in Carabao Cup action, live on the TalkSport network tomorrow, both on TalkSport 2. Here on TalkSport remains 0-0. Throwing over on the far side for Wrexham. Just taking their time here. The referee's telling them to get on with it. They eventually do get the ball back in play, and Ayling falls over and gets himself a free kick. It's just got a little bit stop-start last couple of minutes after that early furore of action.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the new rule's 5 seconds on a throw-in.
Yeah, a bit longer than that, wasn't it?
That.
Yeah, you wouldn't mind this ref on if you were in a boxing match. You get longer than 10 seconds to get up, wouldn't you? Lancashire miscontrols it. Be disappointed with that. Hyam tidies up, goes back to Ward, who made the one outstanding save so far. 11 gone here. Ayling brings it down on halfway for Middlesbrough, and the ball kept in by Wrexham though, over on that far side, right on halfway. Left hand side for Wrexham as they look to tiptoe their way down the touchline. Nice close control, and then a pass for O'Brien. All of a sudden Wrexham have got options as they come forward here. Zach Viner into the attack, driving forward here. He might think about a shot edge of the area, just dwell on it too long. Wins it straight back. Nice little bit of footwork. Will it fall on the edge for Imre? It doesn't quite, but they'll win a throw in. That was nice play from Zach Viner.
Yeah, he was driving through there, kind of open up. Roadies look a little bit at one of the challenges, and now you just think can have a shot, could come off the defender or anything, or could go in, goalkeeper make a mistake. He just holds it, then he gets tackled, then the Middlesbrough player gives it away. It's a little bit scrappy, but now Wrexham have a throw in.
Yep, they certainly do, and it's going to be a long one down this near side, and it will be their new signing, Danny Imre. He's going to look to propel this into the penalty area. It's a decent ball in, but surprisingly there, no Wrexham player at the near post in the 6-yard box, which is exactly where it went. Imre now will put the cross in to the far post, heading back across goal, and it's cleared off the line by Ayling. They were waiting, they're almost queuing up there. Sam Smith was waiting, but Ayling clears it away. More danger from Wrexham here. Here now is a chance for Broadhead. Back to goal, just lays it back. Matty James gets it back to Hyam, but Wrexham are just showing a bit of quality there, and that was a nice inviting cross into the penalty area. Nobody on the end of it. Rathbone miscontrols. Borough will look to break. Whittaker rides a challenge in the centre circle. 0-0 if you just joined us. Strong challenge goes in, but he finds Sarmiento. Just dwelt on it. Referee will come back. That was a pretty tasty tackle on Morgan Whittaker, but he wins his side a free kick right on halfway. Still 0-0.
Yeah, a little bit strong, the challenge, but the referee was right there. But yeah, the chance for Wrexham there, as you said, Emery with a really long, deep cross from the right-hand side. It's headed back at the back post, and I think it's Matty James. He's the one in the 6-yard box, and he tries to generate the power because he moves his body back to try and get connection with the ball, mistimes it, and just kind of glances the top of his head. And easily cleared by Middlesbrough. But a half chance though, all the same.
It was indeed. 0-0 if you just joined us here on TalkSport tonight. The first of a plethora of commentaries from the Carabao Cup. Then next week, EFL action. TalkSport and TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL. Here come Middlesbrough now. Ball on the left is swung into the penalty area. It will fall on the edge of the box here for Malanga. Gets it away. Out on the Borough left. Level with the edge of the box for Max Arfston. Finds Bahalta. Everybody for Wrexham back within 40 yards of their own goal at the moment. Ayling looks to slide a lovely pass through. Finds a pass, and the shot on the turn was weak in the end. It was Lancashire with the effort, and it is safely into the arms of the goalkeeper. Remains 0-0 here. We heard earlier on from Ian Abrahams that Wolverhampton Wanderers were in front. How are they getting on now, Moose?
They're still leading 1-0. Wolves 1, Port Vale 0. The goal scored by Adam Armstrong. He's had a shot just wide as well. Matthias Mane, every time he gets the ball, is looking superb for Wolves. At the other end, though, Port Vale still carry a threat. Wolves 1, Port Vale 0.
Cheers, Moose. Win a goal in the other game as well. We'll come to that in a moment as Wrexham are on the attack. Ball to the far post, and there was the debutant Danny Imre 6 yards out, and he misses his kick there. He was one-on-one with Saul Bryn, and Bryn and Borough relieved. That ball went out on the near side. Big chance goes begging there for the visitors.
Yeah, again, really good chance for Wrexham. It's a wonderful ball in from the left-hand side. Again, right across the 6-yard box. It's Imre coming in from the right-hand side. It's the bounce. I think the bounce he misjudges the bounce. I don't know whether he can get that on the volley, but he misses it completely. Big chance.
Huge chance, yeah. Here come Middlesbrough back on the attack. They're down there near side. Arfston has it, stands up the cross towards the far post. It'll fall for Whittaker. Edge of the area, is encouraged to shoot, wants to work it onto his left foot. Can't do so initially, and then he's given the ball away, and Wrexham have it. It's 0-0, but it's helter-skelter stuff. Ball given away here. Here's Arfston, 25 out. Fires it into the feet of Lancashire, edge of the area. He couldn't quite control it, but he's gone and won it straight back. That was good work. In fact, it was on this near side. Good work from Leo Castledine, former Chelsea youngster. All action here, but Wrexham have had two outstanding chances. Rathbone and Imre both should have done better in the 6-yard box. Middlesbrough forced that good save from Danny Ward as ball hooked round the corner. Britton gets it away. He'll look for it back here on the edge of the area. A little back flick, finds Whittaker, whips in across too deep. It'll go all the way behind, and it's behind for a goal kick. We mentioned there being a goal in the game at Wickham, and it's Stevenage who've gone in front. Dan Kemp with a goal. That means Wickham 0, Stevenage 1. First round of the Carabao Cup. And it's here on TalkSport. Steve Howie, Wrexham will be kicking themselves. They should be in front.
Yeah, it should be 2-1. As I said, Lancashire's had a chance as well, but it should be 2-1. So the manager Parkinson, whilst they'd be pleased with the way they've started, he'll obviously be cursing the fact that they've missed two gilt-edged chances, and there were gilt-edged chances. Just needed that little bit more concentration from both the players, whether it was Rathbone and Imre. Both the players were guilty of missing the chances, but just another one just before that chance for Imre. I think it's Ayling who gets the ball from Middlesbrough, and he pings it into Lancashire. His first thought when he makes that touch is to kind of turn right or turn left to take a shot. He does that, hits it with his left foot, doesn't get that right connection. But straight away, I do like the fact that It's a centre forward. That's his first thought. I want to get a shot on goal.
It remains 0-0 here. Ball played out to Sarmiento for Middlesbrough, attacking down their left. Wrexham intercept it, and then almost given away by Imre, but it cannons off Sarmiento's knee and out for a throw-in. Level with the edge of the Wrexham penalty area. Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 0. Mark Wilson here tonight, Ollie Klink and Steve Howie, your team from the Riverside, bringing you all the action. And it is goalless so far, but signs that we will get goals tonight. There's a ball down the line. We'll hear Middlesbrough in action next weekend as well. Opening weekend will be here at the Riverside. Middlesbrough against Lincoln live 3 o'clock, TalkSport 2 next Saturday. All part of Game Day Live. And the championship season underway on Friday night. Wolves against Blackburn. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and Dean Ashton, our team, on a TalkSport exclusive commentary from the EFL on Friday night. All that to come. It's 0-0 here, but a nice pass invites Wrexham over halfway, but it's just miscontrolled on that left-hand side. Middlesbrough touch was heavy, but just in the nick of time. There was Malanga, who's playing just in front of the back four at the moment, isn't he, Steve? We saw him more as a central defender last year, but he's playing just in front of that back four at the moment.
Yeah, when I was looking at him last year, because I was thinking, oh, he's stepping up now, but he's getting the ball, he looks confident, he's spraying them left and right.
Here's Lancashire into the area, pulls the ball back. It's a chance here at the near post, and it's Sarmiento bundled his shot wide in the end, but Lancashire getting in down the side. Still goalless here, but we've got another goal at Molineux. Which way has it gone, Ian Abrahams?
Wolves 2, Port Vale 0. Deep cross to the far post, headed back across goal. Andre 3 yards out, unmarked. Couldn't miss. Steve Howie would have scored that one. Wolves 2, Port Vale 0.
Would he have scored it? Maybe.
I'll have to look at the chance, to be quite honest.
Here's a goal kick for the visitors, Wrexham. Then another chance. Sarmiento found the side netting. Here now the ball in midfield. It's Neto Borges just making his way back. He finds Whittaker on the Middlesbrough right hand side. Middlesbrough beaten in the playoff final by Hull City back in May. As now Middlesbrough, that was a risky pass. Imre intercepted it. He knew where it was going and he picks up the ball. Now can he drive forward? He's waiting for teammates to arrive, puts in a cross, deflects up into the arms of Brynwood as well, and he'll bowl it out. I'll tell you what, they're not hanging around, these two teams, but Middlesbrough once again have given it away, looking to play out from inside their own half, and that's a couple of really risky passes, Steve.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy. I mean, I can see the intention of the players, what they're trying to do, but they should realise that if it gets caught out, then all of a sudden they're getting broken onto. I mean, Middlesbrough, both teams have started off very, very well, but you can understand why. You look at both teams and they're giving away possession a little bit cheaply. I mean, Middlesbrough drew I think 14 games last season from sometimes in very, very good positions as well. And when you look at Wrexham, at times they give the ball away too easily, and obviously that's cost them as well, because I think they were 18th, joint last, joint worst. They've conceded goals. I think it was 65 goals they conceded last season. So you can see both teams and how they can give the ball away too easily.
Yeah, I'm with you. I watched a lot of Middlesbrough games last year with TalkSport, and probably the criticism was their play didn't generate the goals it should have done. They brought in Lancashire to try and resolve that problem. They also got Carl Joseph from Hull as well. He's on the bench tonight. Be interesting to see how many minutes he gets. So they have identified the problem. They've gone out and they've recruited. Speaking of recruitment, the big news today, Rodri. Manchester City have rejected a bid around about 45 million from Barcelona, but I think the writing's on the wall there. I expect that move will go through eventually once the price is met. Don't forget talksport.com if you want all the information on all the transfers. We'll bring you Ben Jacobs and Alex Crook and the team working overtime this time of year. Talksport.com for all the information you need as Wrexham tried to play their way out of a sticky situation. Middlesbrough have it, 0-0 here. Borough coming forward again. Wrexham back off. Ball wide on the Middlesbrough right. They're going to swing in a good-looking ball just over the top of Sarmiento. And it'll skip out for a throw-in. Not quite transfer news, but a return from injury, if you like. Big Al is back. Alan Brazil back on the Sports Breakfast this week, and he'll be back next week as well. bringing you all the sporting action as we build up to the start of the EFL, which you will hear live only on Friday night on TalkSport as Wolves take on Blackburn Rovers for that one. Ball down the left here. Sarmiento can't quite get hold of it. He's just struggling at the minute to get involved, isn't he, Sarmiento? The ball's not quite falling for him at the moment.
Yeah, I think sometimes you can be too eager, too much wanting to impress, and therefore you kind of hurrying a little bit. Just the simple things, just do them right. Just do them right, and then things will just start. But he's maybe trying the harder pass or trying that dribble or whatever, and it's just not coming off for him.
Yeah, not at the moment. 0-0 here, but chances are plenty. Lancashire forced a great save from Ward early on, and we've seen Rathbone and Imre both fluff their lines from inside the 6-yard box at the other end. Throw-in taken quickly by Middlesbrough in their own half. Luke Ayling will bring it forward. We're live at the Riverside. A bumper weekend of football in action. Tomorrow, West Ham, Portsmouth and Colchester, Southampton are 2 live offerings. Adrian with all the goals as they go in on Game Day Live. And we're expecting goals tonight here. Middlesbrough on the attack again. Over halfway they go. Nice ball forward. It might fall for Lancashire. Edge of the area. His touch not quite on. Will they get another chance here? They've just overrun it momentarily, but Lancashire would have fancied that. He got it 25 yards out. He just couldn't get it past the last man.
Yeah, when the ball gets played of him, it's a little bit ahead of him, so he's stretching for that ball, and it just catches his toe, but he cannot really get a control of it. Probably the pass should have been a little bit better and a little bit softer into him. If that was the case, you would expect him to have a shot at goal and possibly score, but it just a little bit too hard, a little bit too far ahead of him. Just couldn't quite get it under control.
Yeah, been an equaliser at Wickham. Wickham 1, Stevenage 1. Henderson with the equaliser at Adams Park, 1-1 there. And all League One clash. And in the other game tonight, Wolves comfortably in front against Port Vale, 2-0 as they look to launch a positive season that will see them return to the Premier League. Some big teams in the Championship and big pressure to come with it as well. We'll be live at Molineux next Friday as they look to get back to the Premier League. Here now, Wrexham have it. Game's just settled down a little bit. Both sides paying each other great respect. And Phil Parkinson said his team hadn't trained a great deal. They only came back from America early in the week. That looked a pretty silly challenge there, given away by Max Arston, the new signing for Middlesbrough. And the new signing for Wrexham, Danny Imre, is just checking himself. He got a high five off Kim Hellberg to make sure he was okay in the dugout.
Yeah, I think for Wrexham, obviously some high intense games for the quality of the opponents as well, and then obviously having to fly back, so you can understand the training. Maybe he's just trying to keep loose and do some strength work and stuff like that, but yeah, you can understand it takes its toll a little.
Yeah, does indeed. Here's Whittaker, forward for Borough, goes past 1, goes past 2, robust challenge comes in. Whittaker wanted a free kick, but Callum Doyle with a challenge. Referee said that was fair, and Wrexham win it back midway inside their own half, but a nice bit of skill from Whittaker.
Yeah, initially shows good feet, but I think it is Doyle does well, just gets his body in the way.
Yeah, here the ball is won back here on the near side, and it's good play down this near side from Castledine. So him play at Huddersfield, had a long spell at Huddersfield, was really impressed with him there. Youngster signed from Chelsea. Now the ball is wide on the Borough right hand side. Lancashire and Sarmiento waiting for a cross that as yet hasn't delivered. Ball with Ayling now. Down the right, he fires the ball to Britton. Back now to Luke Ayling. 3-4 red shirts waiting edge of the box. They play it nicely back out to the right, but the cross still doesn't come in yet. Is Ayling now going to pull the trigger? He does. He puts in a lovely ball, and it skims off the head of a Wrexham defender and out on the near side for a throw-in. But Ayling there was patient, and the ball's certainly worth attacking at the far post.
Yeah, you can see what Ayling's doing. He's trying to look for Lancashire, but he's got 3 defenders. It's just him. Defenders did very well. Just one tightly marked him, the other one just glanced it out.
Yeah, did indeed. Ball on the near side. And here now come Middlesbrough again. Ball flicked down the left touchline. Looking to play it back in towards the penalty area, and it's hammered away by Danny Ward, the Wrexham goalkeeper. Lovely touch there, really good touch from Sam Smith, but then the ball given away, and not really got involved yet too much, Sam Smith up top with Broadhead. And now the ball going back the other way, and once again Middlesbrough looking to attack down their far side. Lancashire lays the ball off to Whittaker. Here now is Malanga, feeds it wide on the right. Opportunity maybe to cross, and I think Britton there missed a chance, but he wins it straight back by the byline, drills it to the near post, cleared away by Doyle, and they'll play their way out of trouble, Wrexham. But as a fullback there, Steve Howie, should he have got the ball in a little bit earlier, Callum Britton?
Yeah, and I think from a forwards point of view as well, you get frustrated because you're kind of making them runs, you're pulling away from your defender to try and get across the defender, because when the ball's wide, the defender's looking at the person that's got the ball in the wide, but he's also trying to keep on the centre forward as well. So as he looks away from the centre forward and looks to look at the crosser, that's when the forward makes that run. That's when he either pulls away from him. So when the defender looks back, he's got, oh, where's he gone? He missed that opportunity because then he got the ball, took off him, then he won the ball back, but the movement had already been done. Wrexham could easily clear.
Yeah, still 0-0 if you've just joined us here. 28 on the clock, opening English domestic game. We've not had goals here. We've certainly had them at Molineux in Abrahams.
Wolves 3, Port Vale 0. Ball fed into Per Lopez just inside the penalty area. Sorry, Fair Lopez just inside the penalty area on his left foot, and he steered it beautifully into the bottom corner of the net. Wolves 3, Port Vale 0.
Sounds like the perfect start to the season at Molineux. Here 0-0 at the Riverside. Home fans getting a little bit agitated and frustrated. Now there's a crossfield ball looking to try and get Castledine in down the left. He's onside, he collects it left hand side of the penalty area, in now onto his left foot, tried to drive it across the face of goal, and it's put behind for a corner, but that was one really good pass, one good run, and now a corner for Middlesbrough.
Yeah, it is. Good ball from Ayling. He kind of opens his body up right footed, diagonal right across to this left hand side. Very good touch from Castledine. Drives towards the fullback. You can see what he's possibly going to do. There's that room down on his left hand side. He does the little step over the right foot. Defender does well though. He gets back. Imre makes the challenge, but corner to Berra.
Yeah, Whittaker's going to take it left footed from the left hand side. Stands it up penalty spot area, red shirts everywhere. Ayling's gone down, he felt he was pulled down, and now the break is on, and it's 2-on-2, and advancing forward here. In fact, it's 4-on-3 now for Wrexham. The pass not the best, it was behind the advancing Broadhead. It'll be kept in by Danny Imre. He finds Broadhead now, edge of the penalty area, lays it back. Just has a look, Matty James behind him, but the impetus of the attack has gone. That would have been controversial. Ayling went down in the penalty area, thought he was pulled down. We'll maybe get a replay of that in a moment. But here, Wrexham on the attack, have it 0-0. Steve Howe, what did you make of that challenge?
I think I haven't seen it again, but my first one was looking at it, but I think with both players are holding on to each other, and then Ayling goes down, kind of makes the most of it. And then, of course, Wrexham are on the counter-attack. Player makes a bad choice. He's got players to the left and to the right. The left was the option for him. He didn't do that. Chance went to Began. But I think with the penalty one, I definitely feel as though it was kind of 6 half dozen of the other.
Well, he is a master at winning free kicks in his own half, Luke Ayling, and maybe that went against him there. But the official was having none of it. 0-0 here at the Riverside. Just over half an hour gone. You're live on TalkSport. And here come Wrexham now. Imre into the penalty area, puts it into the 6-yard box, cleared away. Here's Rathbone following up. He's going to hit it across goal. It'll fall to Broadhead, edge of the area, but the offside flag has gone up. To the touch from the shot from Rathbone was from an offside player. And another chance for Wrexham goes begging. Still 0-0.
Yeah, Danny Imre does really well. It's a good ball to him. His first touch is absolutely excellent with his right foot down the right-hand side. His touch takes him across the defender, so he cuts him out. Really, the defender, he can't do a great deal, because if he touches him, he goes down into pen. He cannot really pick somebody out, so it's a half clearance, and then his shot, you're looking at, can I get a deflection? But as the player tried to play it, linesman was up there with his flag offside.
I've just seen a replay of that Ayling incident. There certainly was having his shirt pulled.
Yeah.
It goes into the category you've seen them given. 0-0 here, not given on this occasion. Middlesbrough attacking again. Away over on the far side of the surface here that looks immaculate. Beautiful day up in the northeast. Castledine just dispossessed. Midway inside the opposing half. The ball will roll out. Phil Parkinson just having a word with the fourth official down below us here in the main stand.
I think the Middlesbrough manager's not making much fuss about it, but I agree with you. Looking at the replay, there's definitely more shirt pull on Ayling than he is the other way around.
Yeah, he had a clear handful, didn't he?
Yeah.
The defender.
I mean, back a few years ago, it used to be the triangle, so if you could see a triangle, then a penalty was going to be given. I mean, we've changed the laws that many times. I don't know what we're talking about now.
Hill, here's a chance for Lancashire, into the area. Is this his first Middlesbrough goal? No, just overruns it. And it's picked up by Imre, and he fires it forward, and here now is an opportunity to get on the break for Wrexham. Smith does well to hold it up and gets it back off Rathbone, who just tells him to take a minute, but he moves it to James. Here now is O'Brien. O'Brien over halfway. He'll feed it out wide on the Wrexham left. Still 0-0. 12 to go here, live on TalkSport to the break. It's been fast-flowing action, but yet to get a goal. Although Wrexham have had two really good chances to the Lancashire effort that was denied by a wonderful Danny Ward point-blank save. Now the ball on the near side. Imre had to be brave and hold on to it, and he's done well. I've been impressed with him, barring the missed opportunity, Steve. He's shown up pretty well tonight, hasn't he, Imre, the new boy from Palace?
I mean, he's one of these. He likes to defend, but he certainly likes to bomb forward as well. He gets down that line. He gets some balls across the box as well. He's had a chance, which, yes, it bounces in front of him. It's a difficult one, but I think he still should do better. So he would have been disappointed with that. But at the same time, he's been very solid, very good, definitely a threat.
Steve Howie, former Newcastle, Manchester City and England man with us tonight as we kick off the new season in the Carabao Cup. 0-0. Middlesbrough against Wrexham. Now the ball fired towards Sarmiento. He had no chance there. And that may be from Malanga was overhit. Half-time at Molineux. Plenty of goals for Ian Abrahams.
Wolves 3, Port Vale 0. Adam Armstrong set Wolves on their way with a nice finish on a quarter of an hour. And after that, Andre's free header from 3 yards out made it 2. Fer Lopez steered in the third just before the break. This game's all over as a contest at half-time. Wolves 3, Port Vale 0.
Cheers, Moose. 3-0 there. It's 1-1 in the other game currently in the Carabao Cup tonight. Wickham against Stevenage. They too at half-time. Stevenage led briefly before Wickham got the equaliser in the All-League One clash as Malanga this time finds a nice pass and Paul played into the centre circle, and it's fed away to Callum Britton, who's advancing forward. Middlesbrough put the cross in. Lancashire just had a look over his shoulder there. He made a run to the near post. No one behind him. Sarmiento's done really well there. That ball was going out for all intents and purposes. He's back-heeled it into Danny Imre, and it's gone out for a throw-in. And those are the types of efforts that catch the hearts and minds of fans from new signings. That was good work there from Sarmiento. Here is Ayling, 35 yards out. Feeds it across to Britton. He will now work it wide to Whittaker. Midway inside, Wrexham half. Right-hand side. Looking to work it again on his left foot. Is he pondering a shot? He'll get it to Malanga. Feeds a nice pass here. Looking to feed it to Bahalta. Back to Bahalta. Puts in a first-time ball. Hyam heads it away. Ayling has it. Good spell this for Middlesbrough. 0-0. But they're just finding a little bit of form here. Can they get a chance in front of goal? As Malanga feeds it wide on the right. This time the cross will come in, but it's a floaty cross. Lancashire beaten by Hyam in the air. That was good defending. Ball works its way to the near side, and here now is a chance for Max Afston, but he's well defended. Some really good tussles developing across the pitch here. It's two evenly matched sides at the moment. Remains 0-0, and the ball played forward, and Smith again does really well under pressure, leading the line for Wrexham, and he's won his side a free kick. He's done really well, hasn't he? Certainly the last 10 minutes.
He has, yeah. I think if you're a Wrexham fan or a Middlesbrough fan, it's frustrating because you can see sometimes how they give the ball away far too easily under no pressure, and then other times the quality is excellent. Just little intricate little passes, some great long diagonal passes, some good strength, some good skill, nice tricks, flamboyancy on the ball. It's brilliant. And then the same player will get the ball and you just give it away, and you're thinking, how does he give that away? It's like something you'd be disappointed if, like a schoolboy would. So it can be frustrating, but yeah, it's 0-0, but it's an entertaining game.
Yep, certainly is. Here's Danny Ward, that one really good save. I'm not sure how much he knew about it. He spread himself and managed somehow to block Lancashire's effort at point blank range as Wrexham play the ball long over the top. They're looking to get George Thomason in down their left, but he's beaten to it. But the ball is won back by Nathan Broadhead. Here now is Rathbone. Wrexham get it back on halfway. Just looking at the bench, they've got the likes of Kadamatari, Keeler Dunn, Kiefer Moore, Ben Whiteman, their new signing from Preston, all on the Wrexham bench tonight. And on the other side of things, Kyle Joseph is the main man, if you like, for Middlesbrough. Quite a young bench as well for Kim Hellberg, who's gone strong with his starting lineup. They start their campaign a week tomorrow. We'll be here live on TalkSport 2, Middlesbrough Lincoln, the opening game. And for Wrexham, they've got to wait a little bit longer. They get underway on Monday night. They will take on Cardiff in a Welsh derby. It's a pretty tasty one for the opening game of the season.
All the best for that one.
Yeah.
You would like to thought you'd get your kind of legs before you come into that one.
Well, here's a chance on the break again for Wrexham. It's Broadhead driving forward. He's got support. He finds the support. Big chance. Great save. Solbrin comes to the rescue. But the shot then comes in from the edge of the box from Thomason, and it's over the top. Well, we praise Sam Smith for his work rate. He was played in on goal there, and he was denied by a fine Solbrin save. Still 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, Rathbone does ever so well. I thought he'd missed the opportunity to give it to him just with his right foot, just a kind of a reverse pass in between the two Middlesbrough defenders. He just hung on to it. Then he plays it, and it's a good touch from Smith. The goalkeeper does ever so well. Just on that touch, he comes rushing out, smothers him, manages to save it.
Yeah, now a free kick for Wrexham. It's got to be a pretty worrying time for Solbrin. Obviously, Radek Vitek's been up at Rockcliffe today, the Borough training ground, doing his fitness test, his medical for that £7 million move, and it could well be that Solbrin's on his way out of the team here.
Well, possibly, but listen, for me, I think it's brilliant when you've got competition for positions.
Well, here's another chance for Wrexham. Broadhead weaving his way through. It'll fall for Rathbone, hits it, and Bryn at full stretch, delighted to see that go past the far post. Quick fire chances for Wrexham, but it's still 0-0.
Yeah, just bounces for him. He tries to hit with his left foot. He's kind of left hand side of the Middlesbrough box, but he hits it into the ground. It's always kind of going to screw wide of the goal. The goalkeeper dives, but I don't think he was under any threat. Just kind of half scuffed it, never got the connection that he wanted. But just getting back to the goalkeepers, I think for any player, for any position, you need that sort of challenge, because it keeps you at the top of your game. Because otherwise you can just think, well, yeah, I've had a bad game this week, I'll still be in next week. You need that every week.
Here's Castledine driving forward. He's got away. Thought he pushed the O'Brien in the back, but gets away with it. You know, as Imre feeds it back to Viner. Viner will look to play it forward. He's given it away, and now a chance here. Neat control on this near side by Arston, and it is out for a throw in. It is still end-to-end stuff here. Certainly be plenty to take out of the game for both the two managers. They both went out early in the League Cup last year. Whilst it might not be a priority, they say winning breeds winning, doesn't it? So a chance to get the season off to a flyer. Here now come Middlesbrough, edge of the area, looking to put the cross in. Lancashire, the far post with a header, looping header, but just too high, and it's behind. But that was a chance for the £10 million man. It's just over the top.
Yeah, it's Lancashire who really orchestrates it, because the ball's played into him again. Shows good strength, good touch, plays it out to the right hand side with his right foot. First reaction, back post. Can I pull onto the back post? He does that. He's picked out. He has to generate a little bit more power to try and get it back across the goalkeeper, but unfortunately trying to generate that power, he kind of gets underneath it. It goes over the top of the bar. Half a chance, I'll say it, but good movement, good play.
Yeah, here now come Wrexham again, growing into the game. Certainly had some good chances. They turn the ball over on halfway, and a free kick for Middlesbrough. An ironic cheer goes around the riverside for the decision, as Middlesbrough look to work it forward, but they're dispossessed. Alanga goes hunting the ball, but it's picked up nicely by Matty James, and he will feed it across to Callum Doyle, and the ball now works its way down the Wrexham left hand side. 0-0 here. We're into the final 4 minutes. You're live on TalkSport, the first of your English domestic football live commentaries of the season. There'll be lots and lots of them to come. We're in Super Cup action in midweek as well. Villa take on Paris Saint-Germain in Salzburg. Adrian Durham, Joe Shannon, and the former Villa captain Andy Townsend will be our team Wednesday night for that one. Don't miss that. Unai Emery looking to build on that Europa League success at Aston Villa. Ball played forward here. Smith again, a willing runner, gets to it before Ayling. Now there's a battle edge of the box, and Ayling did well. Looked like he got the wrong side there, Smith, but Ayling somehow gets the ball away from him, and Bryn will just hammer it away to safety towards halfway. Ball not yet gone out of play. Middlesbrough might get a chance to break here. Lancashire will turn on halfway. He's put to ground by O'Brien, who protests his innocence. Referee's having none of it, and brandishes the first yellow card of the season here at the Riverside, and it's Lewis O'Brien on the end of it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if it's a yellow. I think two of them are trying to put the shoulder into each other. Lancashire, the one is just trying to protect it. I mean, I suppose the referee is looking at it. You know, is he stopping a counter attack? But there's other Wrexham players there. I think it's a little bit harsh on him. But I think Ayling did really well, because it looked as though he got his feet caught up, and looked as though he was going to fall over. Regained his feet, then good strength, managed to win the ball back off Smith.
Yeah, here now, Borough on the attack, looking to end the half with a goal. They have it down there right. Here's Ayling again. Ayling feigns to pass, then feeds it out midway inside the visitors' half. It's hammered away up towards halfway, and back will go Neto Borges to retrieve it. He'll feed it out near side to Max Arfston. Started well, Arfston, not had much of the ball in the second part of the half, and now a chance for Middlesbrough. The game has just slowed a touch here. Remains 0-0, but certainly a lot of attacking intent. Wolves 3-0 up at the break in their game with Port Vale. And Wycombe 1, Stevenage 1. A live commentary tomorrow. West Ham, Portsmouth, Colchester, Southampton, as Borough with Castledine, edge of the area. Lancashire dispossessed. It's all a bit tight on the edge of the Wrexham box, and I think they're just going to knock it long, but Castledine was determined in his defence and clears the challenge of Viner. The clearance of Viner, it's out for a throw in. Who do you think will be happier at half time, Phil Parkinson or Kim Helberg?
I think probably, in a weird way, I think both will be quite pleased. I mean, I think Phil Parkinson will be disappointed that his team haven't scored 3 goals, because they've had 3 great opportunities. But having said that, I think Middlesbrough have maybe had more of the play. You would probably say 60-40. They've been quite comfortable, but obviously they've been conceding those 3 chances. So that'll be a little bit of a worry. But again, I think the most important thing for the manager, both managers, is everybody all right? Can we go again? Anybody got any injuries? We all fine to carry on? And then they'll just go again. But as I said, it's been 0-0 coming into the half time, but 4 really good chances, and it's been a decent game.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be too much added on time. We've barely had a stoppage, have we? Here's Whittaker as we go into the final few seconds. Down the right, dancing feet, goes down in the box. Referee had one look at it and waved it away, and certainly the Wrexham defenders weren't too pleased with Whittaker there. They felt he went down too early.
Yeah, I mean, he's running at that defender, and he's kinky little feet. He's trying to move the defender. The defender doesn't fall for it. Tries to play it when he's on the left-hand side. Tries to play it with his left foot around the defender. Defender just stands his ground, and he goes down. Looking at the replay, goes down very, very easily. Good. The referee's in a good position. Gives absolutely nothing. Obviously, as you can imagine, the Wrexham defender's not happy.
Yeah, Thomason is still having a go at him now. Whittaker as they go back. We're in one added on minute. It's a one late chance for Wrexham. There might be Paul back pass, and Bryn bails out Middlesbrough there. That was an awful back pass, but Bryn was alert to it and got out just in the nick of time. And it keeps it at 0-0 here, as Borough with one last attack. Final few seconds. What's been an interesting, exciting first half. Can Middlesbrough produce a bit of quality in front of goal? No, Castledine's pass given away. Referee looks at his watch and says that will do us for half time. The opening 45 of the season here at the Riverside. Warm round of applause. Middlesbrough started pretty well. They had an early chance. Will Lancashire, their new signing, forced a great save out of Danny Ward. Point blank reflex save to keep it scoreless. At the other end, Ollie Rathbone missed his kick 6 yards out. And so did new signing Imre. Danny Imre missed his kick as well. 2 big chances for Wrexham. But Rathbone, he had a shot on 38 minutes that saw Bryn make a great save. And he denied as well. Sam Smith as well from that effort. Close range. Plenty of activity at both ends of the field, but we still await the first live goal in our live commentary here of the new season at the break at the Riverside. Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 0.
Mark Wilson, thanks very much indeed. All square so far then at the Riverside. Entertaining game though. Steve Howie, no goals yet, but what a save that was early on from Danny Ward. Close range, to deny Adilson Malanda, who was what, 4 yards out, less than that?
Yeah, it's one of them ones because they're that close to each other. I mean, the goalkeeper does well because he just jumps in front and just tries to get the block on it, so he does his job. But there's been a couple of chances for both teams. I mean, you would say that Wrexham have had the better of the chances, although Middlesbrough's had more of the play. So for it to be 0-0 at half-time is a bit of a surprise. I think both managers will be relatively pleased with how both their team has played. So, yeah, I mean, if you just get this first goal, it'll be interesting to see, does that team then set back? Does the other team go for it? Or do they just think, well, we'll kind of just see this one out, we can get on the bus and we can go home? And will there be many changes made? Because obviously there'll be some tired legs out there, even though they've only played a half. But still, very, very good half, but surprised it's 0-0.
Talking of those chances, there was that Sam Smith chance, 1-on-1. He looked to place it, didn't he? It was a good save by Sol Bryn with his feet, but Smith could have done a bit better there, potentially.
Again, I'm going to credit the goalkeeper for this one because I thought he could have gotten the ball a little bit early off Rathbone, but he just delayed that pass. Then he finds him with that reverse pass. He takes a touch. The goalkeeper does well because he waits for his touch, and when he takes his touch, he comes rushing out. You still expect a top striker to finish that off, but the goalkeeper made himself big, spread his legs. Obviously, he hit his legs and saved it. But yeah, good chance, but good save.
Have you been impressed with the fact that this game's been high energy so far too, Steve, given it is that first one of the season? You expect a bit of rustiness, but despite no goals, it has had a pace to it, hasn't it?
It has, yeah, and I think, you know, both teams, to the credit, have tried to put on a very entertaining game. I mean, as I said, during the game, it's quite frustrating because you can see a simple pass, which is a simple pass that, you know, I could play now at 55. Mark could play, or you could play. And sometimes these pros now, it's not getting there, and yet that same player can do a great bit of skill and show some magic, and you think, wow, you know, as fans, it must be frustrating for them, but I suppose it might be frustrating for the player as well. But yeah, it's been a really good standard overall. I think, as I said, both managers will be quite pleased. I don't know how long both managers are going to leave it before they make substitutions, but I think, as Mark was saying earlier, you looked at Wrexham's bench, and that looks a lot stronger than Middlesbrough's, because I think Middlesbrough's, they've got a couple of young kids on there, whereas if you look at Wrexham's, they have got some people on there that normally would get into the team, so it'll be very interesting to see which either manager do.
Nothing to separate them then so far. Second half action to come. Remember, we will go straight to penalties. Steve, Mark, thank you very much indeed. Let's check in on the game at Molineux. They've just got back underway in the second half. Wolves taking on Port Vale. Ian Abraham.
Yeah, 3 minutes to the second period gone. Still Wolves 3, Port Vale 0 as it was at half-time. Adam Armstrong, Andre and Fer Lopez, the first half goal scorers. I did half joke to a couple of supporters as I went down towards the press room on it at half-time. Maybe we could all go home now. Wolves have won this game 3-0. They told me they couldn't because we haven't had Raul Jimenez come on yet. He's just started warming up, so maybe if he can get on quickly, we can get the rest of the game done and then we can go home. Wolves 3, Port Vale 0.
Oh, looking forward to that moment. What a brilliant moment that will be for the Wolves supporters and Raul Jimenez. Bruce, thanks very much indeed. Tomorrow night, by the way, TalkSport will bring you live an exclusive commentary of the rematch between Troy Williamson and Callum Simpson following their explosive first encounter. This super middleweight rematch will reignite their rivalry in one of British boxing's most eagerly anticipated rematches.
Big bad man from out of England.
Down he goes for a fourth time, and Troy Williamson, victory from the jaws of career defeat.
What Callum Simpson now has to do is overcome those demons, that psychological damage that's been done. When he makes that ring walk, gets into the ring, he's going to remember that. Can he do it? Can he reverse it?
I watched the fight back, and as soon as the ref stopped it, he was there doing the ring press up. What he's been saying, it just seemed very disrespectful and, like I said, classless. Yeah.
Badder than, bad from me back.
He won the accolades that he won, but I'm still a better fighter. And on the night, when we get to round 6, round 7, that Waco kicks in. It's going to be in for a long night.
The highly anticipated return of these two gladiators.
And the new Trojan
that is set to go off. You can watch all the action from Williamson against Simpson 2 live and exclusive on DAZN Worldwide, or you can listen live on TalkSport tomorrow night from 8 o'clock. Plenty of live football on the way for you too. The fastest goal service in the business is back tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Game Day Live with Adrian Durham. He'll be going round the grounds in the Carabao Cup first round, including West Ham against Portsmouth, which you can also listen live to on TalkSport 2. Kick-off at 3 o'clock for that one with Kev Hatchard and the former West Ham defender Scott Minto. Let's hear from the West Ham manager now, Nuno Espirito Santo, who has stayed in his role despite the club's relegation. He says he's comfortable with being favourites to bounce back to the Premier League.
Normally it's like that when a team drops to the Championship. He has to be the favourite mainly because our objective is to go back in the Premier League. It's our main goal, realising how hard it's going to be, the need that we're going to have to be resilient, to keep going, tight schedule, very tough competition, a lot of teams, good teams, a lot of them with the same aspirations as ourselves, but we are ready for the challenge.
West Ham against Pompey in the Carabao Cup first round, 3 o'clock kickoff on TalkSport 2. Following that game, it's Colchester against Southampton. Joe Shannon and the former Colchester and Southampton winger Terry Groves. Who else would you want for that game? Will be your commentary team for that. Southampton, of course, under Tonda Ecker. It'll be the first game since that Spygate scandal at the end of last season. On Sunday, it's Mansfield against Sheffield United, also in the first round of the Carabao Cup. You're with Ian Danter and the former Liverpool women's striker Courtney Sweetman-Kirk on TalkSport 2 for that one, 4 o'clock kickoff. And then on Wednesday, PSG against Aston Villa in the Super Cup in Salzburg, 8 o'clock kickoff. That one live on TalkSport. Joe Shannon and the former Villa captain Andy Townsend will be your team for that. Can Villa pull it off against the European champions? At the Riverside at the moment, though, it's currently goalless between Middlesbrough and Wrexham in the Carabao Cup first round. Who's going to score the first goal on TalkSport for the 2026-27 season? The second half is coming up next.
The Scottish Premiership is up and running, and this weekend Kilmarnock hosts Celtic at Rugby Park. And as usual, TalkSport Bet have got a sizzling Sunday broadcast super boost for you. Kilmarnock versus Celtic, both teams to score. Current price 8-13. Broadcast super boosted price evens. For this and more red hot odds and offers, visit TalkSportBet.com. TalkSport Bet, blazing broadcaster. Bring it on, bookie. Offer available from 7 p.m. this Saturday. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. GambleAware.org.
Can you hear that?
No.
Exactly. Silence.
Right. Where are the kids?
Bowling, basket weaving. The point is, they've got their first Monzo account. So they can do their thing, we get spending updates, and I get 5 minutes of... Oh.
Says here they bought a kayak.
At least they won't need picking up.
Monzo. Get busy living. For ages 6 to 15 UK residents. Parent or guardian account needed. T's and C's apply.
Magnum welcomes you to the premiere of its new collection. Introducing their latest signature designs. New Magnum La Pistache, covered in a newly crafted pistachio shell. And New Magnum La Pêche with a vibrant peach shell. Both pieces crafted to reveal a velvety gelato core and beautifully finished with Magnum's thick cracking chocolate. Designed for pleasure.
Sensational summer savings have arrived at Very. Save up to 40% on fashion and accessories, including designer sunglasses from Ray-Ban, Coach and Tom Ford. Perfect for sun-soaked summer escapes. Plus, save up to 40% on Birkenstock sandals. And when you spend £75 or more, you'll get free home delivery. Plus more time to pay with Very Pay. Shop Very today. Free delivery on orders of £75 or more. Excludes large goods. Delivery offer ends 31st of August. Sale ends 12th of August.
You do the business, Nissan do the vans. Search Nissan Vans to discover the range, all with 5-year warranty. Warranty terms apply, 5 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first. Visit nissan.co.uk.
The big arch just got bacon. More smokiness, more crispiness, more deliciousness. With juicy beef, cheddar cheese and that big arch sauce. Now topped with crispy bacon. The Big Arch just got bacon.
Until the 28th of September 2026. Served from 11 a.m. Subject to availability.
Hello, if there's anyone listening, you should know cigarette butts
are litter. Every day, thousands, millions are dropped on the floor and people don't actually realise that is littering. The duck is not happy. It wants you to bin your butts. Please, for the love of... bin your butts!
Cigarette butts are rubbish. If you smoke, bin your butts. Keep Britain tidy.
King of football commentary. Kick-off live on Talk Sport.
A new season awaits. Let the fun begin here on TalkSport. It's the Red of Borough against the Black of Wrexham, placing the second round of the Carabao Cup up for grabs. Ball is floated in. It's a great ball in. Oh, what a save! What a save it was from Ward, who denies Middlesbrough at point-blank range. Wrexham are on the attack. Ball to the far post, and there was the debutant Danny Imre 6 yards out, and he misses his kick there. He was one-on-one with Saul Bryn, and Bryn and Borough relieved. That ball went out on the near side. Big chance goes pegging there for the visitors.
Good evening, I'm Ollie Klink. This is Carabao Cup live on TalkSport. It's the first live game of the domestic season on TalkSport this evening. It's Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 0 at the Riverside, but we need to head to Molineux. What's happened there, Ian Abrahams?
10 minutes of the second half gone. Wolves 3, Port Vale 0, but Port Vale had missed the penalty. Mo Foul was judged to have been fouled by Mosquera inside the penalty area. Foul took the penalty, short run up, no power, no direction. Bentley made a save to his right hand side. Wolves 3, Port Vale 0.
Let's bring back in your commentary team then at the Riverside. Mark Wilson alongside the former Newcastle defender Steve Howie. Steve, when we were analysing the first half, you mentioned you felt that Wrexham had the stronger of the two benches. Do you expect to see some of those make an impact in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've got strikers like Kiefer Moore that we all know about. Of course, you've got Kadamartri and Keller Dunn. There's three forwards already, and I know Middlesbrough they've got Kyle Joseph, for instance. They've got Cruz, Abbey, but yeah, they've got a couple of kids on the bench, Middlesbrough, and of course they might be wanting to get a little bit of experience. But both managers have got options, but you would have thought out the two, Wrexham does look the stronger bench. But it'll be interesting, as I said, to see if the manager, there could be players that's just struggling from either team. There could be defensively, there could be in midfield, not necessarily the forward players. So looking at the second half, it'll be interesting to see who comes on. Listen, both managers might turn around and just give their players another 10-15 minutes and start making the changes. So the last thing he wants, the manager, as I said, he'd be asking them questions at half time: is everybody okay? Because he does not want to lose one of his key players just before the start of the season.
When you look at some of those debutants for Middlesbrough, which fans will have had a key eye on so far tonight, Sebastian Berhalter, Will Lancashire, how do you feel they've got on so far?
I think all of them have done quite well. I think when I'd mentioned as well about Lancashire, he's always looking for goals. Sometimes there was once right towards the back end of the game, he takes a touch and he's got options, but like all centre forwards, they have blinkers on. They don't see anybody else. All they see is, I know the goal's over there and I'm just going to aim for over there. I'm going to have a shot in that kind of direction. But I think everybody, I think on both sets, you know, whether you've been here for season 2 or 3 seasons, on both teams, I think every one of them has played a part. Every one of them has had decent games. There hasn't been one player where you just think he's still kind of struggling, he doesn't seem match fit. So I think the Middlesbrough fans, and God bless them, the Wrexham fans that's travelled all their way, I'll be very pleased with their team's performance.
Well, they are back out onto the field, almost ready to go for that second half then. Currently goalless at the Riverside between Middlesbrough and Wrexham, but we will have a winner tonight. It may well go straight to penalties. Let's hand back over to your commentary team. The former Man City defender Steve Howie, alongside TalkSport's Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Ollie. Just see Phil Parkinson giving some instructions on the substitutes who might not be coming on just yet, but I don't think they're going to be too far away. Already out onto the field are Wrexham, ready for the second half. They'll feel chances went begging in that first 45 minutes, so they're hoping to create more of the same here as they look to avoid a penalty shootout. Middlesbrough out onto the field as well, looking down to the floor. There is still no movement as yet. The referee out in the middle as well, so it looks like we are going to be unchanged at the start of the second half. So it will be for Borough. Sol Britton in goal, that great save to deny Sam Smith in that first half. Borges, Ayling, Ashton and Britton, the back four. Malanda just in front of the back four. Castledine and Bahalta holding with Sarmiento and Whittaker up alongside Will Lancashire up top. For Wrexham, Ward in goal. Viner, Hyam, Doyle and Imre, the back four. O'Brien, James and Thomason across the middle with Rappo, Broadhead and Smith leading the line for Wrexham, who are all in their dark coloured shirts, socks and shorts, and it's all red. Of Middlesbrough, Ayling concedes a free kick. He's right in front of the fourth, officially protests his innocence. Phil Parkinson tells him to stop being silly. That was a foul, he said, on Sam Smith. What did Steve Harry make of that challenge?
A little bit overzealous, but I don't think there was any intensity into it. Obviously Phil Parkinson thought there was. I think the two of them was having a little smile at the end of it, but I think initially Parkinson wasn't happy. But I think he's got the ball and caught him as well, but nothing malicious.
No. So we play on. Remains 0-0 here. We'll keep you up to date with the goals in the other games involving Wolves and Port Vale and Wickham Stevenage, which is all level at the moment. Here is Ayling deep inside his own area. Gets it away to Britton on the near side. Here is Malanda, gets it away, and Britton will just work his way down the right touchline towards halfway. Now Borges will bring it forward. Del Fry, he was one of the big departures in the summer for Borough, along with, of course, Hayden Hackney, who's gone to the Premier League with Everton. Well, they have recruited well. And more recruitments expected over the next couple of days as Borough look to go one better than last year when they missed out in the playoff final. But there could be a break on here. It's 2-on-1. Borges is going to get back. He won't get back. Here's Smith. The red shirt's coming back. He's going to hit it early. And a block there from Malanda to clear away the danger. But once again, Wrexham on the break looking dangerous. And this time, in fairness to them, they found the right pass. But Smith maybe didn't quite have the pace to get through. And back there is Whittaker and Malanda again, who made that challenge. And Borough survives, still 0-0, but worries on the break. Wrexham certainly looking dangerous.
Yeah, but it comes from Middlesbrough have the ball, and it's Ayling who has it, and he's last man, and he's tried a simple pass and lost the pass, and then Wrexham break. Yes, they play that ball across. Eventually, the ball comes to Smith, and he's outside the left-hand side of the box and tries to hit it with his left foot across the goalkeeper, and it's blocked. But that is a product of causing their own problems.
Yeah, certainly is. Here come Borough again. They get it forward. The touch is a good one. It works its way out to Whittaker. He's on the right, looking to feed it through. He was looking there for the run of Sarmiento. It feeds to the edge of the box. Here's a chance from Lancashire, who curls one from 25 yards out, and it was just over the top. Danny Ward was pretty cool there as he watched it go over the crossbar, but that not too far away.
Yeah, again from Wrexham. Give the ball away and it goes straight to Lancashire. Takes a touch with his right foot. You can see what he's going to do. He's trying to whip it across his body, across the goalkeeper, from right to left, looking for the far corner, and it just goes over the top of the crossbar. Great effort, but you can definitely see what he's trying to do there. If it's on target, it's in the back of the net. Goalkeeper's not saving it.
0-0, but a chance already. Lancashire has shown up well on his competitive debut. Big investment, £10 million from Tottenham Hotspur. Got 11 goals at Oxford on a loan spell, so he has proven he can score goals at this level. Borough, in fairness, will want, I think, significantly more than 11 if they're going to achieve promotion. Remember, they've got Carl Joseph on the bench as well. I imagine we'll see him at some point. The signing from Hull, all fizzed in towards Lancashire, is headed away. But here now forward come Middlesbrough again. Britton has it. That's the little give and go. It wasn't the best first pass, and as a result the second pass was off target, as Wrexham will look to play their way out of trouble, but might play their way in. Bahalta makes a good challenge into the penalty area. Lancashire's cross is blocked. Borough get it back, level with the edge of the penalty area. Attacking away to our right. Whittaker feeds it to Malanda. He gets it back to Whittaker now, who wanders off forward, feeds it wide on the right. Chance to put the cross in. They'll lay it back here. Bahalta rolls it out of his feet and tries to cross it in. It's a nice volleyed pass across the edge of the penalty area. Middlesbrough now attacking. Sarmiento on the left, looking to work it onto his right foot. Puts the cross in. It's headed away. Good header as well from Callum Doyle. And Wrexham will look to clear it away. And now goes Danny Imre He's shown up well tonight, their new signing from Crystal Palace. And he earns a throw in over on the far side, on halfway. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, he's been solid, Imre. But Middlesbrough's had a good little sustained pressure there. But to be fair to Wrexham, defended very well, got the lines right, made sure they're nice and close. Any balls coming in the box, they're heading away.
Nice little flick round the corner there from Broadhead. He's going to get it back now on halfway. He'll go past his man. Can he keep it in? No, it just rolls out. Ayling just about had his angles covered there. And it's out for a throw-in. When do you think we'll see changes tonight? We mentioned, of course, that Wrexham have been in America up until midweek, so they'll probably want to freshen things up a little bit, and you'd imagine that Kim Hellberg will want to do the same.
Yeah, probably about 10-15 minutes, well, another 5 or 10 minutes from now. Give his players some of his players a good solid hour. They'll be happy with that. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that all the time they're kind of trying to get information from the players. Anybody feeling it? Anybody got a little strain? Anybody, well, just feeling tired? Because that can cause some problems.
Yeah, here come Borough again. Nice little run, but again, there's one of those little short passes that you were mentioning. This time Sarmiento's pass didn't find its target, and Lancashire chases down Danny Ward, who gets the ball away over on the far side. And Wrexham bring it forward, but there's Bahalter again, hunting, but didn't quite get enough of the ball, and now Wrexham will flood forward again. Here they are over the halfway line, looking to put the ball into the area, but Ayling with a beautiful cushion header, running back towards his own goal. That was a nice header, and Borough this time survive again. It's still 0-0. 6 gone second half, but both sides keen to get forward at every opportunity. No extra time, but we will have penalties, remember, if we're all level after 90 minutes.
I think both sets of players will be happy that it's not extra time.
Yeah,
I think they'll be happy with the penalties. Just get the penalties done, not running around again for another half an hour.
Yeah, there's O'Brien who slipped but managed to hold on to the ball. It's one of those where he felt he could have just pulled something, but managed to regain his feet okay. Remains 0-0 here. Mark Wilson, Steve Howie, Ollie Klink, your team. Opening night of the domestic football season in England. Plenty more action to come tomorrow as well. West Ham, Portsmouth, 3 o'clock. Natalie Sawyer, Kev Hatchard and Scott Minto, our team for that one. And then Colchester, Southampton, Joe Shannon. And the former Colchester man, Perry Groves, our team at 5:30 on TalkSport 2. Mansfield, Sheffield United with Ian Danter and Courtney Sweetman-Kirk is our Sunday live commentary. And Wednesday, it's Super Cup action in Salzburg as Paris Saint-Germain take on Aston Villa. Adrian Durham in the chair for that. And he'll be in the chair tomorrow. All the goals as they go in around the grounds from 1 o'clock. Like some Mickey Gray with him tomorrow. Should be a great listen as always. The football well and truly back, as if it ever really went away. TalkSport.com for all the latest transfer news. Lots of that developing. Rodri looks like he's on his way to Barcelona. Middlesbrough into the area. Lancashire looks to drive the cross in. He's going to earn a corner. Did well in the end, but once again, everywhere he goes, it seems that Callum Doyle is following him.
Yeah, he might have been given a task by his manager, but he does really well initially, Lancashire. Ball slid in just down the right hand side. He's trying to whip the ball in with his right foot across the face of the goal, but the defender Doyle does well, gets across there, makes sure there's no danger.
Here's the cross deep towards the far post. Keeper comes, dropped it, but it was almost a planned drop. He pushed it away from the Borough man and just picked it up on the bounce, then bowls it out, looking for Imre to get forward. He does get forward, but Sarmiento's back, and now he's airing off the other way. Down the left, cuts in now. Try to steer him off it, but he's got strength here. This is a good run, Sarmiento. Feeds it to Whittaker. Whittaker's got Britton on the overlap. Feeds it now. Tries to drive the ball into the box. It's well blocked at the near post, and it'll stay in on the near side. Middlesbrough have it. 0-0 on TalkSport. Here's Whittaker thinking about unleashing a shot. He does unleash a shot, but it's always going a little bit too wide of the target. And it's behind for a goal kick. We've had 8 minutes second half. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, Sammy Hunter's the one that gets the crowd something to shout about, gets them off the feet. It was a good run, good strength, nice bit of trickery as well. Eventually comes down to the fullback, the right fullback with Middlesbrough. Britton tries to get it across. He tries to cut it back actually when he might have been better just fire it across the goal. There's a shot by Whittaker, but unfortunately comes to nothing.
Yeah, here's a chance up the other end. Broadhead riding a challenge. Rathbone almost nicked it through to him, but Middlesbrough again bring it forward. And they now will look to spread play wide. Whittaker's starting to see more of it on the right, but he overruns it. O'Brien dispossesses him. And then the ball breaks into midfield. Broadhead will get it back. You do wonder, will we see the likes of Kiefer Moore tonight? Here, as that's good play again, and that's a nice pass, and Sam Smith's in on goal at a wide angle. Bryn's come out. Smith went down before he got to the goalkeeper there, and he's going to be penalised. He might get a booking here, he will. Well, he saw Bryn coming out. Bryn almost just held his ground, and Smith, almost preempting the challenge, went to ground, and the keeper just let the ball roll behind. Did he stumble, or was that a dive, Steve Howie?
Do you know what? He might have stumbled. I think he might have caught his foot on the ground. But before that, it was a lovely little build-up. There's a nutmegs. I'm just looking at the replay now.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I think he dived, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he goes down. I think he's expecting it. And then, to be fair, what he's done me with, he's actually limping a little bit and kind of pointing at his ankle as though he had actually just went over on his ankle. But no, I think he's trying to kid the referee. I think the referee's done well. He's seen that, booked him.
Free kick for Middlesbrough. 11 gone, second half. All played forward by Sol Bryn, who did well actually, didn't panic, held his ground.
I think he was fortunate actually, because I think he was kind of caught in no man's land a little bit. So I think if Smith had done a little bit better, he could have been in trouble, the Borough goalkeeper.
Yeah, here forward now comes Rathbone. Here's Smith again, he's on the move. Looks to keep it in down the right-hand side of the penalty area. He'll now look to play the ball back. Wrexham have started well second half, remains goalless here. Ball goes back towards Hyam, finds a nice pass for Rathbone. Rathbone down the right, chips the ball, trying to get it in behind as they're coming together far side. Referee says play on. Middlesbrough will do just that. Edge of their own penalty area, back to Sol Bryn. He'll just pop it off for Ayling. And Middlesbrough will look to build, but I think Wrexham are growing in confidence here. I think they sense there's something in this, but forward the other way goes Castledine. He gets it away. Sarmiento being busy, cuts in onto his right foot, feeds it away here. Chance maybe for a shot from distance. The shot came in from Bahalter, it was blocked. It'll fall to Malanda. He gets it wide on the Borough left. Plenty of red shirts forward. Lancashire makes a run into the box, and it goes again behind him. Falls here to Bahalter, gets it onto his left foot, and he's got O'Brien right in the midriff. Play on Borough here, edge of the area, looking to work it. Britton drives across in, and the referee's given a free kick against Middlesbrough, much to the angst of the crowd, and it is a free kick for Wrexham. It remains 0-0.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit unfortunate there. Yes, he catches him. I don't think he means to do that. It's just a kind of coming together. But his foot, after he does play the ball, just comes down on the Wrexham defender's ankle. As I said, I don't think, you can just see him, he catches him. I mean, it hurts. It does hurt.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any intent in it. But I can understand why the referees give it.
Yeah, he's passed the ball. I mean, he's followed through. He's like pushed it with the outside of his boot, and as his foot has landed, it's landed on the defender. Certainly no ill intent in that, but the referee saw it slightly differently. And we are 58 minutes in, 0-0. Sam Smith there did it really well actually to prevent himself getting hurt. He fell over the top of Ayling and broke his fall. That could have been pretty nasty there. Here's Britton forward down the right hand side. Here now is Ayling. Just a little bit of angst around the Riverside. They're not having it all their own way, are they, Middlesbrough? The visitors are certainly coming here to cause problems. We mentioned no major signings yet for Phil Parkinson. We understand there are lots going on behind the scenes. They did bring in a few late in the window last year, and the feeling is they probably will be doing some business, but they haven't been able to do it yet.
Yeah, it just feels as though they're just getting a bit more of a foot into the game, more than they did in the first half, although they had the better chances in the first half. But you can sense it. You're right. Just a little bit of pressure from the Middlesbrough fans.
Yeah, here's Whittaker, gets it back now to Britton. Britton feeds it in, not the best cross, but it's not cleared and poked towards goal by Bahalter, but it was just wide and always going wide of the target. And it is behind. I must admit, having seen Middlesbrough a lot last year, Steve, I thought Middlesbrough are better when the opponent does go after them a little bit. I think they struggle when teams sat in and let them have the ball. It hasn't been the case tonight, has it? Wrexham have come out. When they can get forward, they're getting forward.
Yeah, they have. I mean, just the half chance there. It's a ball in by Britain. I have to be honest, it's a poor ball in. The defender misses it. It just happens to fall to Berhalter. He just kind of snatches at it, really, just past the post. Didn't bother the goalkeeper at all. But, yeah, it's been good from both teams, but just not good enough.
Yeah, it's the intent is there. Here now forward come Middlesbrough again. Sarmiento shown away from goal. He's about 25 out. He tries to chip in towards Berhalter, heads it back on the volley. It's in! And there's a first goal for the £10 million man, Will Lancashire. Beautiful cushion header by Berhalter, and Lancashire volleys it in. Borough have lift off in the new season. Lancashire with a goal. Middlesbrough 1, Wrexham 0.
Yeah, it starts off with Cemento. He's the one that cuts in from the left hand side, just floats one at the back stick. Just thought initially it was kind of a nothing ball, but it's Berhalter that makes the most of it. He heads it back to Lancashire. Lancashire on the fall, he's kind of leaning back, catches it lovely with his right foot. I'm right behind it. As soon as it leaves his foot, I can see where it's going, see that it's in. Goalkeeper dives to his right, but just can't get it. It's a great finish. Lancashire's been looking to open his account all night. Every opportunity he gets, he's been trying to open his account, and finally he does. Very good, quite acrobatic. Good finish away from the goalkeeper into the far side netting. Great start for him. Middlesbrough 1-0 up.
Yeah, great goal. Just what they wanted, and three of their new signings all linking up. What have Wrexham got now? The other way. Here's a chance for an instant reply. Rathbone just overran it momentarily, and then the ball given away, and Berhalter's in there to nick it away and drive it away to safety. And all the way back to the goalkeeper Ward, who was beaten there by a wonderful volley. Look, whatever the outcome tonight, and see Kim Hellberg is applauding his team down there. When you sign a big money striker, you want him scoring goals, and he's got one on the opening night.
Yeah, he wants to score as well, because obviously the pressure gets more and more. I mean, when I was at Newcastle in particular, you're signing big money signings, and you feel so sorry for them when it just doesn't quite work. They end up just getting engulfed in it all, and it just overwhelms them, and they end up having to move. But there's been strikers I've played with that hit the ground running and scored on the debuts, and they've just gone from strength to strength. I mean, I'll look at kind of Les Ferdinand and likes of Alan Shearer, did absolutely brilliant. But then we had John Dahl Thomason, for instance, at Newcastle. I mean, ultimately afterwards he couldn't hit God bless him, he couldn't hit a barn door. But then he went away and played in Italy. I think he won the Golden Boot. It's just how it works out. We had Andrew Sanderson as well. He went on one-on-one with a goalkeeper, missed and never recovered. So absolutely delighted for the lad. He's been looking to score a goal, and he's finally getting off the mark.
Yeah, that was a nice finish. Borough 1, Wrexham 0. Opening goal in our live commentaries. Plenty more of them to come across the weekend. West Ham, Portsmouth, Colchester, Southampton. Here come Borough looking for an attack down there, left hand side. Sarmiento has it, he feeds it in, edge of the box, picked up by Wrexham. They're going to look to break. They turn out of trouble. Broadhead did well. He's got a chance out on the near side. Here's a possibility to get forward here for Thomason. He's outnumbered, but does well to find a teammate. Here's Broadhead again. He had Thomason in space down the left, opted not to use him. Got them all in a moment's time and get an update on their game. Here 1-0, and it's Wrexham looking for a response. Subs from both sides warming up here at the Riverside. Working its way with O'Brien. Here now, an opportunity for O'Brien, who's upended, and that will be a free kick 25 yards out, and Luke Ayling all over him there, upends O'Brien. This is a chance now for Wrexham.
Yeah, it's a good position to be in. So O'Brien does really well. He receives the ball with his right foot, moves away with his left foot. Ayling comes swiping in with his left foot, cleans him out. Referee's right there. He knows it's a foul, 100% a foul. There's one thing, I'm just a little bit surprised the referee, because it was that blatant of a foul. He didn't show him the yellow one.
Yeah, I mean, saw O'Brien get booked in the first half. That looked a worse foul, didn't it?
Yeah.
We'll see the free kick, which Broadhead is stood over at the moment, whether he's going to take it. Right, we're going to see a change, and we're going to see Danny Imre leave the field. He's going to be replaced by Ryan Longman, will come on in his place. So Ryan Longman into the action. First change from Phil Parkinson. And it comes with a set piece in the offing here. Also over this one is Callum Doyle. Will it be Doyle or will it be Broadhead? It's about 25 out. It's to the left of goal. You would feel it would favour Broadhead. He's coming up to it now. Hits it well, but just over the top. Behind for a goal kick. Let's head to Molineux then. 1-0 here. What's the latest at Molineux in Abrahams?
10 to go. It's still Wolves 0, Port Vale 3. Port Vale missing that penalty. Dan Bentley saving from Mo Fowl. But shortly after that, Molineux erupted as Raul Jimenez came onto the pitch. All they want now, the Wolves fans, is a Jimenez goal. Wolves 3, Port Vale 0.
Cheers, Ian. In the other game, still 1-1, Wycombe Stevenage. About 11 left there, Adams Park. That looked like handball from Broadhead on the near side. He's got away with one, but the referee said he took the ball out of play. And it is a throw-in, which is quickly taken by Middlesbrough, who are about to unleash some substitutes of their own.
Unleash?
Yeah. Well, the problem we've got a match day programme here, and there were no squad numbers on the back of the Middlesbrough programme.
I think it's Joseph. It's number 22.
Yeah. It is a number 25, Edmondson about to come on. Here though is Whittaker up the other end. Borough looking to double their advantage. On his left foot, kills it wide of the target. The angle was there. He looked to curl it past the keeper. Not quite enough curl, but it took a deflection. That's why. And it's out for a Borough corner. Borough leading by a goal to nil. Taken quickly. Too quickly, says the referee, because they're going to make the changes here. So the first change incoming, and it's going to be Jeremy Sarmiento who will make way, and it will be Kyle Joseph, the former Hull man, coming on for his debut, and also coming on into the action George Edmondson, and he will replace Max Arfston. George Edmondson gets a run out tonight. Arfston, who started brightly, didn't probably get as much of the ball as he would have wanted in the latter part of the match, but a couple of changes from Kim Helberg. And now a chance for Middlesbrough. Joseph and Edmondson both gone into the box here. This would be interesting if one of them were to register what would be their first touch of the campaign. We're a quarter of the way through.
It's happened before.
That's 3/4 of the way through here, halfway through the second half. And a corner for Borough, who lead 1-0 in the Carabao Cup, live on TalkSport. Referee's been really picky from corners, and again he's in the midst of it, telling players what he doesn't want. Can Borough deliver here? They were penalised a couple of times from corners in the first half. Ball about to be delivered, in swinger, whipped in towards the far post, and it's headed away. Edmondson is in there, his shirt was being pulled there. Borough fans behind the box, behind the goal saw that. They went up, and now they're going up as they get a corner after Britton's cross was deflected behind. Another corner on the near side. A couple of shirt pulls that Wrexham maybe have got away with tonight.
Yeah, that was going to be my point I was going to make. He's been very pernickety, the referee, from set players at the start, and yet there's been two occasions at least where we can see from here that there's drags of the shirt and he hasn't done anything about it.
Yeah, interesting. From the home side, corner comes in, keeper Ward comes out and collects, and he wanted to bowl that out quickly, but there's nobody getting forward in a Wrexham shirt. And now I think there's been a booking there. Is that Lancashire that's gone in the book for stopping the keeper bowling it out quickly?
Do you know what? Yes, he stood in front of the goalkeeper and then he was backing off. It's not as though he was grabbing all the goalkeeper. So for me, that's not a yellow card. It's frustrating.
Yeah, he's a little bit. He's been a little bit overzealous in certain areas of the field, hasn't he?
And as I said, we can see shirt pulls in the box and he's not giving anything.
Yeah. Here now come Borough driving forward here. Kyle Joseph, lovely run, lovely pass. Is it two? No, just over the top from Lancashire on his left foot. But Kyle Joseph there showing an instant link up with Will Lancashire over the top, but that was promising.
Yeah, Joseph does really well with his right foot, just plays it inside the defender. that Solanke was just on the outside of him. I'm just thinking his legs might have gone a little bit, because really what he should have done is took a touch, moved it closer to the goal, then had his strike, or even got across the defender. He doesn't, he takes it first time. That for me just shows a little bit of tiredness, and he just scuffs it really across the goal.
Steve Howie, formerly of Newcastle, Manchester City in England, with us tonight. Chance at the other end for Smith, on the volley, hits it first time and just puts it wide of the target. It was a ball into the penalty area. Smith on his left foot unleashes the volley, but can't find the target, and it's behind. Borough still lead a 0-0. 20 minutes left. Phil Parkinson is about to empty the bench here. He's sending them on as he determines that he needs to freshen things up here. I can see the likes of Kadamatari. Ben Whiteman about to make his debut, but it might be too late. Here's Britton in behind for Middlesbrough. Two waiting in the middle. Just had to check up on the byline. There's not really any support with him. He finds a pass now. Edge of the penalty area. Back to Britton. Right hand side. Looks for the give and go. Gets it away to Malanda. Finds Whittaker. Whittaker on that left foot. Whips in the ball. Headed away edge of the area. And then Rathbone can't control the header. Well, they're waiting to come on. Kiefer Moore is about to come on as well, the Welsh international. So we're about to see a triple change here for the visitors. Referee has said they can make the changes now. Let's see which way or who will be coming off. Well, Sam Smith is one that is making way. He's coming off, I would say, for Kiefer Moore. Also coming off Nathan Broadhead. Kiefer Moore comes on, and Rathbone coming off. So it's in effect the front three that are making way here. So Kadamatari, Moore, and a debut for Ben Whiteman, signed from Preston. He makes his bow for Wrexham here, hoping to turn this game around as we go into the final few minutes. What have we got? Round about 18 and a half left on TalkSport, where Middlesbrough lead by a 0-0. The big news, Will Lancashire, the new signing. Lovely volley past the keeper into the far corner that gave Middlesbrough the lead, and starts to repay some of that big fee paid out by Middlesbrough to Spurs, as that's a free kick this time, won by Middlesbrough. About 35 yards out, centre of goal. It was Britton who went down.
Yeah, I think with Whiteman, just come on, obviously just got him from Preston. Did over 200 games for Preston, so it's a decent sign. I think they want him to maybe just try and sit in front and protect that defence. But ultimately, the other two that's come on, Kadamatari and Kiefer Moore, you'd be wanting them to, can they cause Middlesbrough a problem? Because whilst they've had glimpses in the second half, Wrexham, I think the manager's wanting, he's not want to go out this competition too easily, so he's looking at them too to cause some problems.
Yeah. All going to be floated into the penalty area. There's a chance here, free header, and it's put wide. Edmondson, I think it was, who's got in behind, but he fails to hit the target. Maybe just falling backwards, couldn't quite get the power on it he would have wanted.
Yeah, he probably just kind of misread it, but if he reads that properly, it's one of them ones you can come on and just plant it right, like across the goalkeeper into the far corner, but he kind of doesn't get his feet right, just heads it, floats it really over the bar.
Here's Whittaker again. Middlesbrough just starting to dominate here. They lead by a 0-0. We mentioned it though at the start, and you called it. Draws last year a problem for Middlesbrough from winning positions. They were leading here. A draw, remember, at 90 minutes would take us straight to a penalty shootout. It should be potentially an early test of nerve for both these two teams. Malanda does well. He's actually done okay, hasn't he, in that midfield role, that holding midfield role.
Neat and tidy. A couple of times he's getting the ball out of his feet and pinged it to the left and to the right, kind of diagonal balls. Looked very tidy, yeah.
Well, tried to play forward on that far side. The referee has said that it came off Middlesbrough. Joseph it was, who just tried to nudge it down the sideline, but throwing for Wrexham, who've got about 16 minutes left. Reminder tomorrow, 1 p.m. Adrian Durham, Mickey Gray, Ben Mee, part of our team tomorrow. We're game day live around the grounds at 1 o'clock on TalkSport, 3 o'clock TalkSport 2, West Ham Portsmouth Carabao Cup action, 5:30 we're at Colchester Southampton. There's a ball played forward. Whittaker just couldn't control it for the home side, and it's through all the way to Danny Ward. It remains a 0-0. Do you see Wrexham fashioning an equaliser?
At the moment, you're probably saying no, but it just depends what kind of impact the two substitutes that have just come on, which is Kiefer Moore and Karamatri. But you know, you could bring on 5 forwards, but if you're not going to get the ball to them or give them that supply, then they ain't going to do anything. So the need to try and get the supply to those two lads.
Yeah, that would be the case. As here is Kiefer Moore on halfway. Gets it away, and now O'Brien feeds it out wide on the near side. Ball into the edge of the box is cut out, but second ball picked up by Wrexham. Here's Broadhead. Broadhead gets it away, feeds it out on the near side. Cross comes in towards the edge of the area. It's headed away at the back. Edmondson there just cleaning up, heads it out for a throw-in on the near side. Wrexham starting to commit more bodies forward now.
Yeah, I think they have to, really, if they want to make a change in this game. As I said, change the strikers. Just need to try and put a bit of pressure on the Borough. Try and create some chances, certainly for the lads that's come on.
Yeah, ball on halfway here. Played out over on the far side. Edmondson across, will hammer it forward.
I think what Middlesbrough don't want to be doing is just sitting back and just basically soaking up pressure. What they've done so far has been excellent. They have been on the front foot, but once you take a step back and invite that pressure on, all of a sudden you've got the pressure, the ball's coming into the box, and then you've got, you know, what's known as promo positions of maximum opportunity. Getting plenty balls in the box, one of them's going to fall for somebody from Wrexham, and that could end up in the back of the net. So just try and play your game. Can you still push up? Can you just still put Wrexham on the back foot? But just these last couple of minutes, you're just noticing a little difference of them just stepping back.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I thought Nathan Broadhead had gone off before. He has gone off now. It was Matty James actually went off the 37, not the 33. And Davis Keeler-Dunn has come on, and the ball given away. Kiefer Moore trying to pounce upon it, but the ball swept up beautifully by George Edmondson, who's had a real impact. He's had a bit of defending to do, and he's done it well. Ball on halfway, and a throw-in for Middlesbrough. We dealt with that pretty tidily.
That's the second time Aylan's lost the ball in bad position, where he's trying to, on his left foot, he's trying to cut inside the centre forward. He's got absolutely no way of getting past the centre forward, who clearly just takes it off him, and then they're in. But thankfully, one of his other defenders a little bit more switched on and covers his mistake.
Well, the referee has found his 5-second count because Middlesbrough took too long with the throwing, so that goes to Wrexham. So we queried that earlier, didn't we? And he's put us in our place now. And he's back with Wrexham, who have got 13 minutes left. You're live on Talk Sport. Plenty of live football to come. Got the Super Cup action on Wednesday. Alan Brazil back on the Sports Breakfast Show as well. Great to have him back. And all the action and all the transfer speculation at talksport.com. Rodri, the speculation of a big move, and I have to say, whilst Manchester City have turned down a bid of around about 45 million, you get the feeling there, Steve, there's a deal to be done, isn't there? Rodri has mentioned he wants to go home for family reasons, and Manchester City are pretty tough sellers. They're not going to give him away, but you get the feeling that move will happen.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to go. As I said, you would have liked him to stay just for the transition, given it Marasca and Pep and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, he's been magnificent for Manchester City. I mean, listen, Barcelona, they're never going to get him for that amount of money. But I mean, he is 30, he's 1 year left of his contract. But as I said, for me, he was the player of the World Cup, Ballon d'Or winner. He's won everything in the game. I think it's 60, 70 million. I think that gets him 60 million, probably a little bit more. Yeah, well, top player though. Sad to see him go.
Yeah, it will, but they've just brought in Elliot Anderson, haven't they? So we'll see. That deal, you'll hear about it first, I'm sure, on TalkSport when it does happen. 1-0 Middlesbrough lead Wrexham. Matt Wilson, Steve Howie, Ollie Clink, your team. Opening night, Friday night. Next week, Wolves Blackburn, live and exclusive on TalkSport. Adrian Dunham, Jim Proudfoot, Dean Ashton, our team at Molineux, and where Wolves tonight are winning 3-0 against Port Vale. Wickham against Stevenage. Looks like it could be going all the way to penalties. They're in added on time. That's 1-1. Now we've got a stoppage in play here, and the referee is racing up towards halfway, and he's going to say to Will Lancashire, you get yourself off. So Lancashire's going to get a big round of applause here. A debut goal for the Borough and a standing ovation for their £10 million man. And he's told pretty quick, he has been booked, so he needs to get off. Doesn't want to get a second yellow card.
He's not bringing the substitute on. He's took longer. That's why he's waving his arms across his chest, basically pointing to the sub. No. That means you're not coming on until the ball goes dead again.
Yeah, well, that's the rule, so we'll have to wait a little while to see the substitute. That's Cartwright about to come on for Middlesbrough. Will get full time at Molineux in a moment. Wrexham on the attack though, 10 minutes remaining here at the Riverside. Borough down to 10, fans not happy. Whiteman just moves the ball along, edge of the penalty area. Wrexham looking to level things up. Remember, we did say they met twice and drew twice last year.
Yeah.
So a draw wouldn't be unexpected here. There's now the ball over on the far side, and Preston have been quite cagey here. They're not letting the ball out of their possession, are they? They're not letting it go over the sideline because they've got a player advantage. The longer this ball's in play, the bigger advantage they've got. Finlay Cartwright is chomping at the bit to come on, but he can't get on the field yet. And Middlesbrough can't get hold of the ball to get it off the field to get him on. It would be his second appearance. It was a sub in the League Cup last year. Here come Wrexham again. Here's O'Brien, 25-30 yards out from goal. Wrexham chasing the game, trail 1-0. Here's a chance now for the cross, whipped in. Ayling's header's a good one, down and then away to safety, but that was a chance to kick it off the pitch.
Kick it out?
Yeah, that was an error from Bahalter, just trying to hook it forward, and they've got nobody up top. And this is like some kind of training ground practice, attack against defence. Wrexham passing and trying to move Middlesbrough around. Here now into the edge of the area. Surely this time someone in a red shirt puts it out. No, they don't. Here's Thomason into the edge of the area. Thomason drives it in. It's deflected behind. That should have been a corner. It is a corner. And now finally Finlay Cartwright, the teenager, born just up the road at Redcar, comes on, and he will make it 11 against 11. Well, those are the rules, Steve. You've called it. We'll get a full time from Moose in a moment. We've just got a corner for Wrexham here.
I mean, the lad, he's done really well. He scored the goal, Lancashire. Get off the pitch, because if I'm one of them players, then Middlesbrough's teammates, I am giving him such a volley at full time.
Well, here's the corner, whipped in towards the far post. It's headed behind. It's going to be another corner. So the pressure just starting to mount here. O'Brien is going to sprint across and take it. Phil Parkinson looks on. He's made his changes now. There's not much else he can do. Can Middlesbrough keep out Wrexham as the pressure starts to build here? 1-0 on TalkSport, Middlesbrough lead. Corner whipped in near post, and it's headed powerfully away. But they need to get out and chase it, as here's Longman. Feeds it out wide on the Wrexham right-hand side. He's going to put in a deep ball, looking towards Moore. Headed away, but not convincingly here. Middlesbrough not clearing their lines. Not the best pass. Wrexham will keep it in. Wide on the left. Thomason puts in a ball. Volleyed away near post as far as O'Brien hits it. And it goes behind for another corner. Let's get a quick full time at Molineux from Ian Abrahams.
Wolves 3, Port Vale 0, all over in the first half, and Armstrong scored the first, Andre nodded in the second, and Lopez caressed in the third. Bentley saved the second half foul penalty from Port Vale, so he didn't even get a consolation, and Raul Jimenez got 20 minutes under his belt. Wolves 3, Port Vale 0.
Cheers, Moose. Corner whipped in, and there's Bryn, and there's another one of those free kicks that this referee in particular seems to like giving. Every time there's a corner, he seems to give a free kick.
Yeah, I couldn't see very much wrong there. I think when the goalkeeper, I think he loses his feet, doesn't really get up properly. I think the referee kind of bailed him out a little bit, but the Borough will take that all day long.
Well, what about this for a late winner? Stevenage have snatched it in the 95th minute. Josh McGuinness with a goal. Wickham 1, Stevenage 2. Stevenage into round 2 of the Carabao Cup. They'll join Wolverhampton Wanderers. And as it stands, Middlesbrough, but Wrexham are just starting to get a bit braver here. Kadamatri feeds it wide. There's a little bit of nervousness around the Riverside. This is a position they saw a lot last year here, where the team didn't quite see the job out, as Cartwright can't get the ball forward to Joseph. Now there's a chance to put the cross in for Wrexham. Edmondson has been a pillar of strength at the back. He heads it out, and it's another throw in, but the pressure's starting to build, and at the minute it's one-way traffic.
It is, yeah. You can see them knocking on the door. We've got about six minutes left. This is going to be high pressure from Wrexham. It's just can Middlesbrough hold out? Got to be nice and organised. Lots of communication there at the back.
Yeah, ball inside the Middlesbrough half. The flick pass, not a good one, but Halter did well. Finds Whittaker. He now finds Joseph, who knocks him. That's going to be a certain yellow card for Dom Hyam, who's flattened him on halfway. I think, in fairness, Joseph knew what was coming, and he's bounced straight up, and he knew what was coming, and Dom Hyam delivered it. Yellow card for Hyam.
Yeah, to be fair, Hyam was all in there. He was just, well, it's all or nothing. I think he kind of semi-realised he wasn't getting it, but he was just fully committed. I think Joseph knew the same, so he's just going to take that hit. But the players know it's coming. You can kind of ride it. You're not going to hurt yourself. Took one for the team. Just try and cool this game down. Try and get his Middlesbrough players a bit of a breather. Try and get his Middlesbrough players just a little bit possession.
Yeah. So here come Borough on the attack. Left-hand side of the penalty area. Castledine leaves it now for Cartwright. Cartwright will lay it back, but he's given it away, and now Wrexham come Brighton. There's an early ball on here for Kiefer Moore, but they've underhit it, and scrambling back, Middlesbrough put it out for a throw-in. Just to reiterate, Josh McGuinness with the winner for Stevenage at Wickham, 2-1 in one of the other games tonight. We've got 5 minutes left here on TalkSport. We're not going to get too much added on time, really, only for the substitutions and the goal, but you can sense the nervousness, can't you, around the Riverside? They're in pretty good mood earlier on. They're a little bit more subdued here now.
Yeah, as I said, though, they're just kind of sitting back, inviting that pressure on.
Ball picked up in midfield. Now there's a chance on the break. Joseph, surrounded though by black shirts, feeds it away to Whittaker. Whittaker feeds it back to Joseph. He's going to hit it. No, turns onto his left foot. Just couldn't get the shot away. Falls to Whittaker. Hits the post. 12 yards out. Drilled it low. And the keeper might have been beaten, but it hits the post and goes behind. Still Middlesbrough on Wrexham now.
Yeah, a little bit scrappy, but it's Joseph that eventually the ball comes to. Looks to shoot with his right foot, then cuts inside. Doesn't quite get the shot off, but it's Whittaker who's running across the box, hits it with his right foot. Can he get into that near post? Beats the goalkeeper, but it hits the post and out for a goal kick.
It does. Ball back with Wrexham. Time ticking down. Look, they'll make no bones about it. Their ambitions are Premier League and Premier League only. And the Carabao Cup could be a distraction for that. They go to Cardiff opening night on Monday for them, so they've got a little bit longer to wait to prepare for that one. But here it looks like they're going out of the first stage again in the Carabao Cup, and that ball forward there from Callum Doyle, one of the rare few errors that he's made tonight. And it's out for a throw-in. Kim Hellberg looks on. Phil Parkinson's got his hands in his pockets. It was always going to be a big ask. Only got back from America early in the week, and it's tough to come here, but they had those chances in the first half. Rathbone and Imre both missed when well placed. As now Ayling goes forward again. Ball won back by O'Brien. I think it's Joseph has gone down clutching his shin, but he's quickly back up on his feet. Not 2.5 to go here at the Riverside. Borough leading by a goal to nil. Looking to make it through to round 2 of the Carabao Cup. A competition they won back in 2004. Twice runners-up as well. Ball played forward. He's looking for Joseph, who actually won it. He wasn't even looking at the ball. He turned around. It seemed to land on his head, didn't it? But it went all the way through to the keeper.
Yeah, he kind of was running towards the Wrexham captain. Just hit him on the back of the head. Unfortunately, he just doesn't turn around quick enough to get on the other end of it. But just need to see this out, Middlesbrough. Said coming right to the end of the game. Just need that concentration, organisation, good communication. Let's keep nice and tight and compact.
Yeah, ball with Wrexham. They're going to have to get brave now because they're running out of time. Ball with Longman over on the far side, the right hand side, midway inside the Borough half of the field. Lays it back to O'Brien, moves it quickly now to Doyle. Doyle advancing forward. He's got Thomason outside him, not going to use it. He's going to put in a decent early ball. It'll fall back to him, edge of the area. Maybe a chance to hit it on his left foot. It deflects, and Bryn gratefully stood on his line. Just lets the ball fall into his chest, but the countdown is on. He was on the floor ready to roll around for a few seconds. Referee said not, and he thumps it downfield. Joseph is after it. Keeper came and went back. Joseph's going to keep it in right on the byline, right inside of the penalty area. That was good work there from both Bryn and Joseph. Good running from the substitute, kicks it in and burns off more valuable time off the clock. We'll wait to see how long's left, but they've given it away here, and the break potentially was on, but Moore couldn't keep it in. And it skips away for a throw-in, and we're inside the final 60 seconds. Middlesbrough lead Wrexham by a goal to nil.
Just kind of the things that I've been talking about. Initially, the goalkeeper does brilliant. Kicks the ball out, volley right into the corner. Joseph gets, then they give it away. Then you're thinking, why have you given it away? You know, just run the clock down, and it goes back to Wrexham. Then they kick it out.
Yeah, Moore. Ooh, Ayling was all over Kiefer Moore there. Moore was bulldozed into the ground. They sportingly help each other up to their feet. The big man Kiefer Moore, but Ayling was all over him. 3 added on minutes at the Riverside. 3 added on minutes then. Nervy few minutes for Middlesbrough. We've got a throw in on halfway. Will Lancashire's goal, volleyed, lovely goal. His first goal for the club on his competitive debut. Just the start he would have wanted here after that £10 million move. Moore chests it down, and advancing forward was Keeler Dunn. But the ball intercepted, and now Borough on the break, looking to wrap it up. Well, that was a forearm smash from Callum Doyle, and he's going to be the latest recipient of a yellow card as he fouled Morgan Whittaker. 4 bookings for Wrexham tonight. A couple you maybe could have argued against, and a couple you certainly couldn't.
Yeah. Just looking around the ground here, Mark, am I missing something? Why is the Middlesbrough fans, a lot of them got their lights on?
I do not know. I cannot confess to know the answer. I must admit I noticed that myself.
Yeah, so they've got the cameras, obviously the phones, and
yeah, it's like we're at some kind of Westlife concert.
Yeah, so if they turn all the lights off, you could still see.
Yeah, we could. Ball with Wrexham. We're in last chance saloon now. We've had one of the minimum 3. Moore has gone too early. He's offside, so that run won't count. And that will just tick off even more seconds. Phil Parkinson looks on. Kim Hellberg about to make another change here. He's going to throw on another of the youngsters.
I think just Kiefer Moore running offside there is going to frustrate his manager. You know, just hold your run, just for that split second. You know, it's a clear run through. Yes, granted, you're kind of wide on the left-hand side, but just stay onside.
Yeah. It's going to be Cruzy Bay who is about to come on. Has made an appearance in the FA Cup and in the league for Borough. This will be his League Cup debut. If he gets on, referee allows him to come on. It will be Morgan Whittaker who makes way. He's gone okay, had that chance that hit the post, but he's worked hard. He's shown himself as always willing to take the ball, and it looks like it's going to be in a winning effort.
Yeah, he's done well. He's contributed to his team. Again, the manager, the biggest thing for him, yes, of course, the win is good, but everybody's okay and not picking up any little niggles or any strains or anything like that. It's absolutely paramount to these players and the manager. Everybody wants to start of the season.
They do, and it will be live on TalkSport 2 next Saturday, 3 o'clock. Borough take on newly promoted Lincoln. TalkSport 2 for that one. And it looks like Borough going into the second round of the Carabao Cup as the ball is thumped forward. We've got about 20 seconds of the 3 added on minutes here. Will it be an opening night win in the Carabao Cup for Borough? Will Lancashire? We'll be hoping this goal is a winning one. Referee, well, Wrexham are screaming for a free kick. They don't get one. Ibe is going to give chase to a long ball downfield. We've now played the 3, and the referee will blow the whistle. And it's a happy Riverside. Big roar around the Riverside. Wrexham players confront the referee. They felt they should have had a free kick high up the field. They had chances in the first half, but they didn't take them. And there was a good save from Smith from Solbrin that kept it level at half-time. Will Lancashire denied in the first half by a wonderful Danny Ward save. Well, he wasn't denied in the second half. After a cross from Sarmiento, lovely cushion header from Bahalta, fell invitingly on the volley for Lancashire. The £10 million signing from Tottenham hit the back of the net with a lovely right foot volley. Set the Riverside into raptures. Yes, it's Carabao Cup, but they've got a new striker. and he scores on the opening night of the season. Good signs for the Borough. Missed out heartbreaking in the playoffs last year. Well, they've got their cup campaign off to a good start. First win of the year for Hellberg and Borough. Lancashire's goal makes it Borough 1, Wrexham 0.
Mark Wilson, thanks very much indeed. Every fan wants to see that. Their new number 9 in amongst the goals in the first game of the season. The Borough bounced through then. Will Lancashire lashing one home in the second half, and they'll be in the hat for the second round of the Carabao Cup. Steve Howie, just how pleased will Kim Hellberg be with his side's performance tonight as he hugs his players on the field?
I think he'd be delighted. I mean, don't get me wrong, I thought Wrexham had a few good chances, possibly should have scored on 3 occasions, but just didn't make that count. But ultimately, I'd been mentioning through the game about Will Lancashire, and it looked as though he was desperate to score. And of course, when you had a new club, it's a big money signing, £10 million from Tottenham. You want to get off to a good start. He was always looking for goal. He was always looking for that chance. And of course, to get off to a good start, that's exactly what he did. His team does very, very well when it's a back post, the ball into the back post, it's headed back. It's kind of an acrobatic kind of effort, but he knows exactly what he's doing. It's with his right foot up in the air, across the goalkeeper, into the far kind of side netting. It's a great finish and a wonderful start for him. I was just saying to Mark, for forwards, I mean, everybody wants to get off to a good start on the debut, no matter what position you play, but particularly for a forward to get off the mark in your first game, it just gives you that little sigh of relief. Right, okay, rather than having that thing on your back all the time. He hasn't scored. So he's got that off his back now. Hopefully he can go from strength to strength.
And it's such an instinctive finish too, isn't it? It looks like a man full of confidence too. Big smiles from him at the end of the game, and rightly so. From a Wrexham point of view, did you feel there was enough tonight for Phil Parkinson to be pleased about?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he'd want his team to be a little bit more clinical in those final third areas, because they did have 3 or 4 very good chances, but just unfortunately just couldn't put them away. I mean, one of them, the goalkeeper, makes a very good save, and the other 2, you're really looking for your players to stick that in the back of the net. But ultimately, yes, he'd be disappointed. There'd have been some good bits in there for him.